want to get out and run. Two of the fastest-paced teams in the country. But if you want to get out and run, you got to get stops and defensive rebound. Alabama's got to be good in transition, take care of the ball, and also something that hurt this team in Knoxville and has hurt them at times this year is making free throws. Alabama tends to get there quite a bit, did not convert at their normal rate that they do on offense or shooting free throws, as I'm getting.
trying to set screens for you.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not able to play through contact as people like to say hello as we're breaking down the game. But got to make free throws,
sure.
and hopefully Alabama can get there with frequency and do a good job of getting there. Did not convert at a high rate against Tennessee. Can't do that against this Florida team and expect to win. Alabama's got to be efficient on the offensive end.
When we come back, we'll say hello to Bryan Passink some more, see how many more distractions we can create, and I'll be on time. We'll also take a look at the little things defensively that are important for Alabama to get a win. That's coming up here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Looking to make a statement? Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa is where you can make your statement with our incredible range of signs and graphics. You can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement with Fast Signs. Stop in today or visit fastsigns.com. A proud partner of Alabama Athletics. Let's create something amazing together.
1225 is your ultimate game day destination. Catch the game on one of their 35 big-screen high-def TVs, combined with an extensive menu of mouth-watering food and refreshing drinks. Juicy burgers, crispy wings, craft beers, signature cocktails. 1225, where the energy is high, the screens are massive, and the excitement is contagious. Visit 1225 on the Strip in Tuscaloosa, less than 2 blocks from Bryant-Denny Stadium. 1225 Sports Bar, where sports, food, and fun collide.
Tired of being just another patient at your chain pharmacy? Make the switch to Payless Drugs. With 5 convenient locations in Bessemer, Birmingham, Fairfield, Morris, and Springfield, our knowledgeable team can provide personalized medication reviews and supplement recommendations, deliver medications to your door, and more. Visit mypaylessdrugs.com to transfer today. We're just what the doctor ordered.
Your moment has arrived. It's time to shed the normal day-to-day version of yourself and let your most fabulous self loose. Make your way to Wind Creek Wetumpka, because whatever your idea of fabulous is, this is where you'll find it. Wind Creek Wetumpka. It's your kind of fabulous. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Red Diamond, we know that there's simply nothing better than the perfect sip of fresh brewed iced tea. And we've been working hard to make sure choosing Red Diamond is always easy. With only simple ingredients, water, tea leaves, and pure cane sugar, or no sugar. We make sure our tea tastes like, well, tea. Stop by your local cooler and pick up a gallon for a perfect sip today. Red Diamond. Perfect, not easy.
Crimson Tide fans, this season don't lose out on your home comfort. Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics and has been delivering the highest standards in home comfort across Birmingham for over 60 years. If you're looking for a great team and elite service from a quality company that cares, you can't miss with Brown in Birmingham. Score big this year with Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Visit brownheatingandcooling.com/specials to save on your next service. Roll Tide!
Chris Stewart, Bryan Passink, Tom Stipe back with you courtside here at Coleman Coliseum, continuing our countdown to tip-off of Alabama taking on the Florida Gators. Time for us to look now at the keys to victory on the defensive end, presented by Ford. Impressive power, smart features are among the great things that can happen when you drive a Ford F-150. Bring home a champion today. See your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Alabama Crimson Tide BP. What are the keys on defense?
Well, it starts with defending one of the best players in the country, and Walter Clayton Jr. He's a top 5 finalist for the Cousy Award, one of the best point guards in the country. Fortunately, Alabama's got a guy on the other side that is a finalist for that award as well. Obviously, Mark Sears wants to have a big game on his last game here at Coleman Coliseum on senior night. But it starts with Walter Clayton. He is so good. The basket, he's one of the best three-point shooters in the country, plays with great pace, and he does it all on both ends of the floor. He's a great defender, but he's not a one-man show. Will Richard has shot it well against Alabama in his couple of years in Gainesville. They have size on the inside, but their guards offensively make them go. Alabama's got to do a good job in defending the perimeter, defending the three-point shot, but also not allowing those players like Will Richard and Walter Clayton, Elijah Martin to get in the lane and create for their teammates. They also do a great job in transition. Alabama's the fastest team in the country. Florida's one of the fastest. They do a good job of converting their defense into offense. Alabama's got to take care of the ball. If they turn it over or miss a shot, got to sprint back and stop the ball against the Gators.
That wraps up our Ford pregame show. Next up, a very special rendition of our national anthem and the tip for Alabama and Florida next on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This has been the Ford pregame show. Ford, visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide basketball is also brought to you by Coke Zero Sugar. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Get ready. Alabama Crimson Tide basketball is next on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Are you sick of pretending to like boring hard seltzers that leave you feeling bloated? Tired of drinking the same old light beer? No time to make a mixed drink with all those complicated ingredients? Then it's time for you to try something different. Beatbox is now an official sponsor of Alabama and the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Packing an 11.1 APV punch, each Beatbox is bursting with delicious flavors. Beatbox is gluten-free, low sugar, and resealable, so you can always take the party on the go. There ain't no party like a Beatbox party. Roll Tide. Please drink responsibly, must be 21.
Sports bring us together. The sickness can keep us apart. Don't miss out on what matters most.
Vaccines help keep you in the stands while we are on the court. Staying up to date on your vaccines, including for respiratory viruses, keeps you in the game, protecting yourself and those around you. Be here, be healthy.
Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM for more information.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-150 Highlight Show. To stay on top, you got to keep raising your game, just like the 2024 Ford F-150, the smartest, most connected F-150 ever. Ford offers impressive technology to help you get the job done in the smartest way possible. For the latest offers on a Ford F-150, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsors of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
Hey, Bama fans. Tuscaloosa Drug Company is a proud supporter of Crimson Tide Athletics. We've been serving our community and the University Athletic Department for over a decade. There are 3 locations in the Tuscaloosa and Northport area to serve you. We understand the importance of prompt and efficient service. That's why we strive to provide service that you can rely on, where we know you by name. The next time you have a medication need, call who the Tide calls, Tuscaloosa Drug.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer again. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is extremely proud to have recently received numerous awards, including being voted Best Wings in the state of Alabama. Other awards received include Best All-Around Restaurant, Best American Restaurant, #1 Sports Bar, Best Chef, Best Wings, and Best Dining Experience. Thank you for 43 legendary years, and we look forward to providing you an award-winning dining experience at every visit. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
If you're looking for the best selection in Crimson Tide apparel, look no further than the Soup Store. The Soup Store is every Bama fan's ultimate destination for the hottest gear and accessories, with 3 great locations around campus to serve you: in Tuscaloosa on campus at the University Student Center, on the Strip in front of Bryant-Denny Stadium, and on Bryant Drive. If you can't get to Tuscaloosa, shop the Soup Store online at soupstore.ua.edu. The Soup Store is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics.
Here we go. It's time for Alabama Crimson Tide basketball on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
To the trailer. 3. Bottom. Tie game. 75 all. He'll rise. He'll fire. He'll make the 3. The bank burst 3.
Crimson Tide basketball is brought to you by Barkley Buick GMC, where Barkley makes it easy. Golden Flake, the official potato chip of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Guthrie's, America's original chicken finger restaurant, and a proud partner of the Crimson Tide. Auto Owners Insurance. Visit rolltide.com/auto owners to partner with an independent Alabama agent. Chick-fil-A. Download the Chick-fil-A app and win big this season. Conecuh Sausage, made fresh in Evergreen, Alabama since 1947, and now the official smoked sausage of the Crimson Tide. Cook's Pest Control. Call Cook's to score superior protection from pests and termites. Ford. Visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. And by the Soup Store, the best place in town to get all your Alabama gear. Now, turn it up. It's game time. Here's the voice of the Crimson Tide, Chris Stewart.
Beautiful opportunity for Alabama to wrap up the home portion of their schedule with a victory. Hopefully that'll take place. We know we're going to get things started right with the anthem and the man who's singing it. For the introduction of that, here is public address announcer Tony Giles.
Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, please stand with hats off and hands over hearts for our national anthem performed by 5-time Grammy Award-winning Christian recording artist Stephen Curtis Chapman.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It is senior night. Stephen Curtis Chapman performing on a night when his daughter, Stevie Joy, is a cheerleader here for Alabama basketball at home for the final time as well. Back to Tony.
Here are the starting lineups. First, our visitors from Gainesville, Florida, the University of Florida Gators. At guard, a 6'2 senior from Lake Wales, Florida, number 1, Walter Clayton Jr. At guard, a 6'4 senior from Fairburn, Georgia, number 5, Will Richard. At guard, a 6'2 graduate from Summit, Mississippi, number 15, Elijah Martin. At forward, a 6'11 sophomore from Perth, Australia, number 21, Alex Condon. And at center, a 6'10 sophomore from Enugu Chida, Nigeria, number 9, Ruben Chinalu. Florida's assistant coaches are Kevin Hovde, John Anderjack, and Torian Green. The associate head coach is Carlin Hartman, and the Gators head coach is Todd Golden.
They have dropped the lights here at Coleman Coliseum, and they're about to introduce the starters for the final time on this 2024-25 men's basketball campaign. And before we hear those starters announced, why don't we pause 10 seconds so our local stations can identify themselves to you. Welcome to the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
Please stand and deliver a rolling tide for Alabama's starting five. At guard, a 6'4" freshman from Mobile, Alabama, number 0, LeBaron Thylon. At center, a 6'11" graduate from Benin City, Nigeria, number 11, Clifford Amore. At guard, a 6'4" graduate from Tuscaloosa, number 8, Chris Youngblood. At forward, a 6'11" graduate from Devils Lake, North Dakota, number 4, Grant Nelson. And at guard, a 6'1" graduate from Muscle Shoals, Alabama, number 1, Mark Sears. Coaches are Preston Murphy, Ryan Pannone, and Bryan Adams. And Alabama's head coach is Nate Oates. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alabama basketball.
And again, a reminder, if you are listening as you're driving in just a moment or two late, or you're listening already in your seat here at Coleman Coliseum, senior night festivities are taking place after the ball game, so be sure to stay in your seat once this one is over and see the recognition of this senior class. Special night, Bryan Passink, hopefully with a very special outcome.
Yeah, special night, it always is for senior night, but to see Mark Sears and the fellow seniors being introduced for the last time, those that are starters, I'm not ready for that.
Nope.
Now, I'm also glad that we're not talking about hosting an NIT game, because Alabama will either be a 1 or 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. Love where Nate Oates has this program. Don't have to worry about those sorts of things, which we went a couple decades having to worry about the bubble, and Alabama in great shape for the NCAA tournament, but would love to make it to that 1 seed and also want to get the double bye next week in Nashville. Can't wait to get to Nashville. The SEC has been the best league in America, one of the best conferences of all time, and the double bye is on the line. The winner here tonight will get it. Now, Alabama could still get there with a win at Auburn, and also Oklahoma is hosting Missouri, and with an Oklahoma win, regardless of what happens here today, Alabama would get that double bye. But this is a huge opportunity for Alabama. Another top 5 opponent, and the last game at Coleman Coliseum, Alabama going through this incredibly difficult stretch of top 5 opponents to end the regular season at number 5 Tennessee. Now Florida is the number 5 team in the country, finishing it off at number 1 Auburn on Saturday. Big opportunities lie ahead for Alabama, and this one here tonight is huge.
Huge game indeed, and we are glad you have joined us for what is the regular season home finale for the Crimson Tide. The last time we will set up shop here in this building for the year. Owen Short is our lead official. He will stride to center court and step between the 2 big men, Chinyelu for the Gators and Cliff Amore for the Tide. In the back court, Florida controls as they win the tap. They bring it front court. Richard on the far wing, looking, giving it up to Chinyelu. And now up top to Condon, who will take a dribble and hand it off to Martin. Bounce pass back to Condon in the lane. Spin, shoots, tap in, wouldn't go. They're going to call basket interference as Ruben Chinyelu touched the basketball while it was in the cylinder. And therefore it will be Bama basketball, wipe off the bucket. Actually, it never went through even with him touching it right there.
Yeah, and a reminder for Alabama, got to do a great job on the defensive boards. This is one of the better offensive rebounding teams in the country.
Left side, Sears, driving baseline, kicks it into the far corner. Youngblood, 4-3, short, and the rebound control by Chinyelu. and the Gators. They will bring it ahead and give it off to Clayton, who throws it into the low post to Condon. Condon trying to back his way down against Amore. Gets into the paint, spins to his right, stops, looks, has to fire it out to Richard. Good defense by Cliff. As now Richard will drive. He'll stop on the wing. He kicks it out to Condon. He'll spot up for a three. It's no good. Rebound Philon, and Bama will push it ahead. Both teams will try to run tonight. Philon weaving through traffic. Got cut off, and now we'll have it poked away from behind. He'll dive on the floor to try to save the possession. The ball pinballs around, and then it's controlled by Florida. Gators now bringing it ahead with Richard. He'll give it off, or he'll have it on the near wing, I should say. Missed the three, and the rebound controlled by the Tide. Scoreless, a minute and a half in. Here now is Sears being defended tightly by Martin. He'll drive right. Well, Mark gets cut off, gives it off to Cliff, who hands it back to Sears. Mark goes in, stops, shoots it from 8 feet, got it to go, and Alabama gets on the board first.
Mark typically doesn't take mid-range jumpers, but the defense laid off. He was wide open from 8 feet. Nothing but net.
2-0 Bama here with 18-12 and ticking. Time left in the opening half. Condon throws a bounce pass to Clayton, gives it off. Chinyu, blocked by Amore, and the ball goes out of bounds. Touched last by the Crimson Tide, but what a block from Clifford Amore right at the rim.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be an easy dunk or layup for Florida, but Cliff Amore able to go up, stayed vertical, no foul. Ball goes out of bounds. Great defensive play by the senior.
Gators will inbound it for the baseline. Clayton just to the left of the bucket. Looking, fires it in, gets it onto the wing. They'll work at the Condon top of the arc. He'll hand it back to Clayton, who drives into the lane, puts up the teardrop, got it to go from about 7 feet.
Yeah, he's so good, able to drive in, picks up his dribble just before he got to the shot blocker, and able to knock down the floater.
Alabama will bring it ahead. Front court to our left. Philon with the dribble. Looking to the top of the arc, and Amore. Cliff will pivot and hand it off to Mark. He'll work away from a defender. Stops another 8-foot teardrop. Got it to go. Old school early.
You know, LeBaron Philon, Aiden Holloway will take some mid-range jumpers and floaters. Typically, Mark Sears doesn't, but he's knocked down his first 2 of the game.
He's made more in 2.5 minutes than he's made in the last 3 years combined from that range. Here is Condon with the basketball. He pivots, looks, left alone. He'll try a 3, and he'll knock it down. Condon knocks down the first 3 of the ball game for either side, and the Gators have a 5-4 advantage 3 minutes into this one. Here's Sears, a bounce pass to Nelson. Grant with a couple of dribbles to his right, works against Chinyalu, lost his footing and possession. Gators run the other way. Condon will get the dunk after the Gators got away with a walk. Martin should have been called for a travel. Instead, it's Florida getting the bucket and a 7-4 lead. Philon weaving through traffic, gets into the paint, stops, shoots with a left hand, and got it to go.
And that's a shot he's starting to make with more consistency, asking the official for and one. Felt like he got knocked on the wrist as he was going into a shooting motion, but that is a nice offensive play by LeBaron Philon after turning it over on the last possession.
Here's Clayton weaving through traffic, gets into the paint, shoots a fall-away shot. Man, he contorted his body in midair beautifully and got that one to go, and it's a 9-6 Gator advantage early. 16-11 to play, first half. Sears, corner 3, no good, and the rebound is controlled by Condon on the weak side for Florida. Here's Clayton walking it up now as Chinyalu is slow to catch up. He had a shoe loose, and they're going to call a foul on Alabama. Man, we had a numbers advantage right there defensively, and they called the foul on Alabama's LeBaron Philon, his first, team first timeout on the floor. 15:58 to go in the opening half here in Tuscaloosa, 9-6. Florida with the early advantage on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Get ready to rev up your engines and feel the excitement at Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac. We've got the perfect ride to match your style and adventure. Visit us at our showroom at Skyland Boulevard and let our friendly team help you find the vehicle of your dreams. Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac, where hometown pride and unbeatable deals collide. Drive with passion with Barkley. Visit us today or check us out online at barkleygmc.com.
Barkley makes it easy. Domino's delivers game day across Tuscaloosa and the surrounding area. Locally owned in Tuscaloosa for 30-plus years, the team at Domino's is proud to be a supporter of Alabama basketball and athletics across the capstone. Domino's would like to thank our customers for supporting our local business for over 30 years. Make Domino's your choice on game days year-round. Domino's is proud to deliver your Alabama Crimson Tide game days anytime. Just visit RollDomino's.com. Thanks for your business and Roll Tide.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Wenzel's, proud supporter of Alabama basketball for over 86 years. Wenzel's Oyster House has been your go-to spot for the freshest seafood in town. Roll Tide from Wenzel's. Florida's up 9-6, 15:58 to go in the first half. You can keep up with everything Alabama with the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app, presented by Cadence Bank. Download it now for free at the App Store and Google Play. Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, Bryan Passink. We are Courtside BP. It may be 9-6, but it's 4-4 in the battle of two of the best point guards in America.
Yeah, two of the 5 finalists for the Bob Cousy Award that will be given to the best point guard in America. This game tonight could go a long way in deciding who wins that prestigious award, but so far so good for both of those guys. Walter Clayton Jr. was able to knock down a couple of floaters. He'll go to the free throw line after the break. And Mark Sears with a nice start. Missed a 3, but a couple of mid-range jumpers to get things going for Alabama. Unfortunately, a few turnovers have led to some open floor opportunities for the Gators. And Alex Condon, the 6'11", 230-pound sophomore from Australia, with a strong start, scoring at the rim. He's knocked down a 3. He's only a 31% three-point shooter, but he's a guy that can get hot. Hopefully, Alabama is able to slow those guys down. But this is a great Florida team. As we said, I think both of these teams out on the court tonight that we're watching, they're national championship good when they're playing their best. You look at Florida, and they beat the #1 team in the country on 2 different occasions. They beat Tennessee earlier in the year. They were up 30 in that game at home in Gainesville, and then went on the road and beat #1 Auburn. This is an outstanding Florida team that, under Todd Golden, has been really good on the offensive end, but the reason I think they could cut down the nets in San Antonio this year is because of what they're now doing on the defensive end. Top 6 in America in defensive efficiency. Alabama's not quite there yet, although getting better on the defensive end. That's going to be tested in a big way here tonight.
Walter Clayton Jr. at the stripe, knocks down the first free throw for the Gators, and not a shock. He is a great shooter from all spots, but also from the free throw line, as he hits both right there throughout the course of the year. Clayton has made 87% of his free throws. Alabama driving with Sears, cut off, gives it outside to Mo Diabate, who has checked in. Also Aiden Sherrill, Aiden Holloway, and Jaron Stevenson joining Sears on the floor, and there's a foul away from the basketball. They finally called on Martin. He hit Mark about 5 or 6 times on his way trying to fight through that screen, and they finally blew the whistle on it there. That'll be foul number 5 on the Gators, or excuse me, foul number 1 on the Gators. Wrong column.
One of the advantages of playing Mississippi State and then Tennessee the last couple of games is how physical both of those teams are on the defensive end, similar to this Florida team, so Alabama should be well prepared for that.
Holloway with the basketball, working between the rings, gives it off to Sears. Sears backing it out, working against the defender, drives, stops, baseline jumper from 8 feet. He's made more mid-range jumpers today, I think, than he's attempted. And here is Clayton now working his way to the elbow. He'll shoot a jumper. Welcome to Turn Back the Clock night here at Coleman Coliseum.
That is what Walter Clayton does. He's got a really strong mid-range game. Typically, Mark Sears doesn't attempt it. He has tonight. Thankfully, he's been effective.
13-8, Gators with a 5-point lead. Here's Diabate, spinning baseline. Tough shot, no, and the rebound controlled by Florida. Micah Hanlogden got that rebound, and then he threw the pass ahead and off the hands of his teammate, Thomas Houck, who couldn't handle it. It goes out of bounds, and possession will belong to the Crimson Tide.
Going back to the offensive end, that was a nice move by Mo Diabate. Just rushed the shot that started the Florida fast break.
Gators leading it 13-8. Bama with the ball. Holloway for three, too strong, and the rebound controlled by Florida. Will Richard throwing the outlet pass to Clayton. Clayton back to Richard, who fakes a three, drives to the rim, hands it off to Handlogden, and he'll lay it in for two.
Yeah, it could have very easily been an and one. Get beat off the dribble by the Gators. They make you pay the easy lay-in as a result.
7-point Gator advantage. Here's Sears driving to the block, gives it outside Stevenson. He'll drive in, throws the lob. Sherrill, he'll throw it down.
Beautiful pass.
To finish.
Yeah, beautiful pass by Jaron Stevenson. Got downhill, through the lob. Thought it was an alley-oop attempt, but the big man, Sherrill, able to come down and throw it down.
Houck with the basketball, pivots, looks, then hands it off to Handlogden. Handlogden stepping inside the arc, giving it back to Clayton in the corner. Diabate chasing him. He'll step back, he'll shoot the three. It's no good. Great box out on the part of Holloway, and he'll bring it the other way after the board. Holloway threw a pass. It's batted away and stolen by the Gators. Coming the other way is Richard. He will throw a lob too high. It's saved back into the hands of Holloway for Alabama as the team swap turnovers. Holloway on the drive, stopping left baseline, fires it over. Stevenson went up, had it blocked, but a foul is going to be whistled on Micah Handlogden of Florida.
That's a beautiful pass by Aiden Holloway. Got in the lane with the dribble drive, and the cut was on time from Jaron Stevenson. Went up against the 7-1 center, Micah Handlogden, who went down last year with a broken ankle in the SEC tournament. He's been back for about 5 or 6 games now. He was a starter on last year's team. He's coming off the bench. He's been effective on the defensive end, and fortunately, Jaron Stevenson gets to the line after taking contact.
It knocks down the first free throw. Good to see the ball go through the net from the charity stripe. Bama, much discussed, the struggles going just 17 of 26 for 65% against Tennessee in that narrow loss to the Volunteers. Second attempt upcoming from Stevenson. That one's too strong, and the rebound is controlled by Aberdeen of Florida. 15-11. Florida with the ball and a 4-point lead. Philon's back in, defending Clayton, who has it. Clayton giving it off to Houck. Houck will drive. He'll stop. He'll give a bounce pass to Clayton, who drives in. Missed the layup. Rebounded by Diabate, and here comes Holloway running the other way for Bama. Aiden on the wing, trying to drive to the baseline. Gets cut off by Aberdeen. Comes back the other direction. Gives it off right of the circle to Mo, now to LeBaron. Philon trying to shake free. A bounce pass to Mo. The kick back. Holloway, deep three. Bottom. Beautiful.
Nice job by Mo Diabate. Hesitated for just a second. Aiden Holloway was wide open. Quick release and knocks it down.
The first bank, first three for the Tide. Cuts it to a 1-point game. Florida trying to answer on the other end. Missing in the paint. Handlogden clears it, though. Throws it out. A missed three from Clayton. And another rebound for Aiden Holloway, his third straight. Here he comes front court for the Crimson Tide. Playing off of a screen. He will stop on the right wing, then give it off to Mo. Mo flips it back to him. Holloway back to Mo. Mo spinning in the lane, spinning again, kicking it back to Philon. 12 on the shot clock. Philon to Mo at the elbow. Looking right side. Sherrill open three. Big man buries it.
How about Mo Diabate, the point forward, finding Aiden Sherrill wide open at the three-point line. Mo Diabate making the extra pass, finding open teammates, and Bama's knocked down a couple of threes.
First lead of the night for Bama. 8 minutes into this one, here come the Gators. Stopping in the paint, Martin cut off nicely by Philon. Out to Aberdeen as the Tide fans respond to the effort from the home team. Handlogden, a backdoor feed to Houck, out of bounds, but they're going to call a foul on Mohamed Diabate. 11:53 remains in the first half. We've got a timeout on the floor. 17-15 is our score. Good guys on top on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Preserving, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood offers top-notch pressure-treated wood for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. When it comes to quality, we're on the winning team. Visit your local Everwood dealer today and discover the difference for yourself. Everwood Preserving Incorporated, the official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-Series Highlight Show. Talk about an outstanding lineup. Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty deliver impressive power and game-changing capability. That's why I'm a fan of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 47 consecutive years. For the latest offers on a Ford truck, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY industry reported total sales.
Bama's up 2, 17-15 first half against the Florida Gators here at Coleman. 11:53 to go in the half. Making Evan Williams Bourbon part of your game day traditions is a slam dunk. Visit evanwilliams.com to find a bottle near you. Evan Williams Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Bardstown, Kentucky. Think wisely, drink wisely, and roll Tide. BP, your thoughts? Bama's got the lead.
Yeah, Alabama's done a nice job on both ends of the floor the last couple of minutes. Currently on a 9-0 run. Florida with a chance to end that run at the free throw line after the timeout. But Alabama 3 out of their last 3. They knocked down a couple from deep. It's been about a 2-minute and 50-second scoring drought for Florida. Bama getting stops, getting out and running in transition. And Mo Diabate with a couple of beautiful assists. One to Aiden Sherrill from the three-point line, knocks it down and finds the other Aiden Holloway from 3. Alabama now 2 for 5 from deep, shooting 64% against a top 10 national defense in Florida, doing a good job of getting stops and out in transition. Transition defense is going to be a key in this game for both teams, 2 of the fastest teams in college basketball.
Crimson Tide tried to end the regular season with a win at home, setting up a matchup with the regular season champions from Auburn and give themselves continued momentum going towards the postseason. It's fair to say this stretch that Alabama has would be the toughest they would have in succession, 3 straight games, until we get to Friday in the SEC tournament or we get to the Elite Eight itself.
Yeah, listen, this is as tough as it gets. Mentioned out of the last 7 games of the year, all top 25 opponents, but 4 of those opponents, Auburn twice in that stretch, will be top 5 teams. I mean, that is incredible when you think about it. The last 3 obviously against top 5 teams, and 2 out of those last 3 on the road. This is our last time in the friendly confines of Coleman Coliseum. It's senior night, so as you mentioned before the game, make sure everybody sticks around after this one to honor some great seniors who've meant so much to this program.
Out at the stripe, short on the first free throw attempt. He'll have another one upcoming.
One thing Florida's doing on the offensive end is spreading Alabama out. They've had some success going back door. They've gotten to the free throw line, a couple of layup attempts off of it.
Hout misses 2. A rarity for an 81% shooter on the season. And Alabama runs the other way with Philon with the basketball. Philon backing it out beyond the arc. Plays off a screen from Amori, who's checked back in. Philon back to Clifford on the right wing. He will hand it to Youngblood. Chris off of a screen. Drives, had it poked away. Fought to get it back, then lost it out of bounds, I believe. No, they say touch last by Florida. 8 to shoot, 11:31 to play first half. Bama trying to add to a 2-point lead.
Alabama fortunate right there. Dribble handoff with Chris Youngblood. Not one of the stronger ball handlers on the perimeter for this Alabama team. Ball got knocked away. I thought it may have gone off of Chris, but Alabama gets it back.
Quick inbounds to Nelson, who throws it home. Great play on the inbounds, and Alabama, with 11:23 remaining in the first half, leads it by 4. Condon throws it to Martin. Back out to Condon. All alone on the far wing. His second made 3 of the first half.
He's all alone because he's a 29% three-point shooter. But he's knocked down a couple here in this one.
Nelson fires it over to Youngblood, who took his eye off the ball. Couldn't hang on to it, and the Gators then throw it right back. A steal by Philon. LeBaron driving through, puts it up left hand, no. Tip, no. Tipped again and controlled by Florida. Here come the Gators. Klopscher with it, near wing, step back 3, no good. Rebounded by Cliff. Outlet pass to Mark, and the Tide will push it ahead. Sears between the legs with a dribble, gets inside the arc, gets to the block left side, gets cut off, steps through anyway, shoots, couldn't get it to go, but he is fouled, and he'll go to the line and shoot 2 after Denzel Aberdeen is called for the personal.
One of the things that makes this Alabama offense so tough to defend is the spacing they have on the court. Well, on that possession, that was about as bad a spacing as I've seen a Nate Oates offense have. You had 3 guys over in the corner all by themselves, and Mark Sears made something out of nothing. He had nowhere to go, able to draw the foul, almost a 3-point play opportunity, but gets to the line for 2.
Sears knocks down the first. So many well-deserved accolades for Mark. Again, one of the 5 on the Cousy finalist list, and he makes both free throws and puts Alabama once again up by 3, 21-18. Condon dribbling to the elbow, throws a backdoor look to Martin. Inside they go to Chinyelu. His spinning hook shot off the window is good. Got that one to go over Cliff, and it's a 1-point Bama advantage. 21-20 with 10-12 and ticking. Time left here in the opening half. Sears on the far wing, gives it off to Nelson. Grant pivots, looks, drives to his right, gets to the block, spins left, pump fake once, twice, steps through, left-hand layup short, and the rebound's controlled by Clayton. He just doesn't have the lift that he did earlier in the year, talking about Nelson as Clayton shoots a jumper too strong, but it caroms off the glass, right back to the Gators. An air ball shot again by Florida. Inside they go, and they'll get Nelson for the foul as he blocked the shot of Alex Condon.
3 opportunities for the Gators. Talked about how important defensive rebounding would be for Alabama. They've done a pretty good job in this game, but not on that possession. Going back to the offensive end, mentioned the lift of Grant Nelson. He was questionable in this game. He's been really banged up the last couple of weeks of the season. Giving it a go here on senior night, but that is one that he normally would make. He's a high flyer at 6'11", just doesn't have that same lift, as you mentioned, that we're used to seeing, and it hurt him on that possession.
Condon, a 62% free throw shooter on the year, hits the first. He'll have another one upcoming. Mo Diabate in, and Nelson will sit down after picking up the foul. 2 now on Grant. Condon short on the attempt, rebounded by Mo, poked away though, and taken away by Martin and the Gators. Now Clayton throws the lob, the dunk attempt missed, and Sears runs the other way for Alabama. Mark weaving through traffic, leaps in the lane, kicks it out, Youngblood 3, in and out, no good. Rebound tipped twice, 3 times, and controlled by Florida in Chinyelu. Gators on the far wing with it, Klabschar. Urban Klabschar trying to shake free, goes down the lane, and the great seal off from Chinyelu made it a wide open layup for Klabschar, and the Gators have regained the lead at 23-21. 9 minutes to go in the half. Sears driving, stopping, handing it off. Youngblood, Chris stopping, in the lane. 8-footer is good.
Alabama knocking down mid-range jumpers here in the first half. Ty Golan's got to be looking at the scout report, said, wait a second, what is going on? But Chris Youngblood pulls up from about 15 feet, knocks it down.
That's his first bucket. He's got his first 2 of the contest as the Gators go inside to Chinyelu. Spinning against Cliff, throws it up with the left hand and got it to go. 25-23, Florida by a bucket with 8:27 to go in the opening half. Sears with it out high, lets it fly from deep, no good. Rebound tipped onto the wing and run down by Klabschar for Florida. Klabschar, with it, giving it off top of the arc to Chinyelu. They'll throw another backdoor look to Martin. He'll dribble away from traffic, works it outside to Condon. Condon back inside, they'll work it. Chinyelu hesitates, then lays it in for 2 more.
Once again, the backdoor cut is hurting Alabama. Cliff Amore had to come over and help. The result, an easy lay-in.
Holloway trying to get away from Clayton. Has it on the wing, fires it to Diabate, now to Sears. Back to Mo, getting into the paint, pump fake shot, off the window, no. And a late whistle and a foul's gonna be called on the floor on Florida. Very late.
Yeah, Mo Diabate did a great job of getting his man up in the air, taking the contact. He thought he was going to the line. That's not the foul they called. Got Florida on a rebounding foul. Bama's got to do a better job on the glass, getting killed on the offensive glass by Florida, and Alabama with only 1 offensive rebound, now 2 after that one.
An amazing 15-10 advantage early for Florida on the glass, as Bryan mentioned. 7:43 to go here in the opening half. Gators 27, Bama 23 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey Bama fans, this is Roger Hoover. Each Thursday at 2 p.m. Central, join us live for Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. This live streaming talk show features the latest on Alabama athletics with exclusive conversations with Tide student athletes, coaches, and media members giving their perspective on the Crimson Tide. You can watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X, with all conversations archived as well on the Alabama Insider podcast. Roll Tide with Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR.
Convenience is the name of the game at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University. Located on Veterans Memorial Parkway, the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University offers just the right amenities for a relaxing getaway or a productive business trip. The University of Alabama, Bryant-Denny Stadium, Coleman Coliseum, and the Bryan Conference Center are within 2 miles, making any visit to the Capstone convenient. Whatever you're visiting Tuscaloosa for, the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University is the perfect hotel destination and a proud preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide.
Bama trails Florida 27-23, 7:43 to go in the first half at Coleman Coliseum. Here's an important reminder to all Bama fans: stay up to date with all recommended vaccinations. Flu season is here, so don't wait. Vaccinate. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM to learn more. BP, it's not often, but I look at the stat sheet. Bama's trailing on the boards. Doesn't happen much, but it's happening now.
Yeah, Alabama's one of the best rebounding teams and offensive rebounding teams in the country, and for most of this first half, just 1 offensive rebound until the last possession, and really shouldn't have been an offensive rebound. Mo Diabate, I thought, would be at the free throw line, but he would miss the layup after getting fouled, but it won't be free throws. But Alabama able to get another second chance opportunity. Florida's had a bunch of them, out rebounding Alabama on the offensive end 6-2, and the Gators have been able to capitalize off of those second, third chance opportunities. Right now, the Gators so good offensively with Walter Clayton Jr. leading the way. He's got 8 points, but they're spreading out Alabama, and anytime the Tide overplays defensively, they're going backdoor, either scoring at the rim or finding a big man underneath. Alabama's got to do a good job of getting out, playing aggressively, but understanding that Florida's having success with backdoors going to the basket.
7:43 to go in this opening half. You look at the scoring numbers: 9 from Alex Condon leads Florida. They've also gotten 8 from Walter Clayton Jr., 8 points from Mark Sears to lead the Crimson Tide. Aiden Sherrill second right now with 5 points. He has scored at the rim and also knocked down a 3, where he has gotten better and better in that regard as of late.
Yeah, Mo Diabate's found him on a couple of easy baskets. One easy, we should say, at the rim for an easy layup, and then a rhythm 3. Good to see Aiden Sherrill playing well on the offensive end, and Alabama with their second chance opportunity of the game. Inbounding the ball wasn't a shooting situation, but Alabama with a chance to improve on their shooting, which they've struggled the last few possessions.
Holloway to Sherrill on the inbounds. The Aiden pass there. Sherrill dribbling to his left, gives it back to Holloway. Driving baseline, cut off, needs help. He'll work all the way through traffic, gives it outside to Mo. Driving to the rim, lays it up, no. And a rebound controlled by Florida. Another missed layup for Alabama. Contested, but missed nonetheless.
So a really good shot blocking team. Alex Condon, top 10 in the SEC in block shots.
Bama, great defensive play by Stevenson to get the steal, as Sears now brings it ahead, working against Richard. Nate Oates, understandably, wanted a foul call, didn't get it. Here's Sears over to Mo, thought about a 3. Instead, he will work to the left and feed it off to Holloway. Aiden being hounded by Richard. Holloway behind the back with the dribble. Goes down the lane, high off the window, no good. And the rebound controlled by Florida. The Gators want to push it, leading by 4. Nearly threw it away, but they step on the sideline near the Bama bench. That was Will Richard trying to save it. Running out of real estate, and the Tide will get it back. Holloway exits. LeBaron Filine comes in to replace him. Diabate will sit down, and Grant Nelson will check back in to replace him for the Crimson Tide.
This is a Florida team that typically doesn't turn the ball over. 6 first-half turnovers. Alabama's done a good job defensively, but a couple of unforced turnovers. Let's see if Alabama can take advantage.
Nelson with the basketball. I said earlier he had 2 fouls. That was not correct. That's my fault. He has 1. Grant backing his way down into the paint, stopping, spinning, gets hacked. A great move on the part of Grant Nelson as he was fouled on the play by the Gators, and I believe that was Micah Hanlogden who got it.
We've seen Grant Nelson so many times over the course of his career. Once Alabama can spread the defense out, go to work against a player that he has a quickness advantage and athletic ability advantage against, but he's a little banged up right now, doesn't have that same explosiveness. We talked about it against Tennessee. His shot has gotten a little more flat. I think that doesn't have the legs that he normally does, the bounce, because of being banged up and a little long on some free throws.
2 players went in the lane at the same time, and the free throw went through, so they didn't blow the whistle. They let it stand, and Bama was able to get 1 out of 2. Nelson hitting 1 of 2 for the Crimson Tide. Gators work it inside Martin. Pump fake cut off by Sherrill. Fires it back out, and Hout will miss the 3, and the rebound is controlled by the Tide and Jaron Stevenson. He brings it himself into the front court. He flips it underhand to Sears, who tried to fire it down low, but a kick ball by Martin will stop play with 22 to shoot. 6:06 to go in the half, and Bama trailing Florida 27-24.
Alabama fortunate right there. Mark Sears trying to get it to Jaron Stevenson, who was cut into the basket. Had a couple of Florida Gators in between the ball and Jaron. Fortunately goes out of bounds. Alabama will retain possession.
Bama inbounds it. Nelson with it on the wing. Working against Hout, gives it off to Sears, who's posting up against Klobuchar. Backing his way down, gets into the paint, spinning, slaying it up. Got it to go, counted, and an and one opportunity upcoming for Mark Sears.
We've seen Mark Sears knock down some mid-range jumpers, and why not have the smallest man on the floor post up a couple of times as he took his man and able to go off the glass. The strength of Mark Sears to muscle that up and in.
Urban Klobuchar, freshman from Slovenia, guilty of the foul. Sears converts the and one, and we got a tie game at 27. 5:52 and ticking. Time left before intermission. Gator basketball. Hanlogden giving it off to Houck at the top of the arc. Richard catch and shoot for 3. Too strong, and the long rebound sails out of bounds. Possession will belong to Alabama.
These Florida shooters, a lot like Alabama, they don't need much room. Will Richard, one of the best three-point shooters in the SEC. He's played so well against Alabama over the course of his career. LeBaron Filine did a great job of fighting over the screen and forcing a more difficult shot.
Sherrill checks out, and Chris Youngblood comes in to replace him. Nelson throws a lob. It was Filine who threw the lob to Nelson. He got hacked, no whistle, but Bama thankfully gets the putback for 2 by LeBaron Filine. 29-27 Bama. 5:20 to go here in the opening half.
I thought maybe we didn't hear the whistle. It's so loud here in Coleman Coliseum. It worked out as LeBaron Filine gets the easy lay-in.
They're going to call a foul on Filine as Clayton went driving in. The foul was on the floor, I believe. Fourth team foul on Alabama. 16 fouls total on the Gators, I should say. That's the second personal on Filine, and that means that Aiden Holloway will have to check back in for the Crimson Tide. Clayton will inbound it from the baseline for Florida to the right of the bucket. Looking to get it in. Looking, gives it off. Richard catches it on the baseline, throws it back out high to Condon. Condon working against Stevenson. Backdoor look, and the little leader no good by Klobuchar. And here comes Bama the other way. Holloway weaving through traffic, stopping on the wing, bounce pass, Nelson to the rack for 2.
And that's one he normally would throw down, but able to get past the defender and lay it in.
Clayton drives, dishes out to Richard, deep 3, no good. Rebounded inside by Florida, and the putback for 2 is good by Chinyelu. Boy, he was the only Gator there with Bama, had 3 men in the paint, but Florida is able to get it to go. 2-point game, tied on top, 31-29. Sears outside to Nelson, flips it back to Youngblood, got hammered.
Oh my goodness.
They call it the lob down low to Nelson. His dunk attempt blocked. Here comes Richard to the rack, and he throws it home. Timeout on the floor, and that is unbelievable. And Nate Oates is going all the way out on the floor to get to KB Burdett and tell him just how bad that was. Everybody saw it except the guy who had the whistle and is paid to be here. Timeout on the floor, 4:26 to go in the half. We're tied at 31 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey there, everybody. Bob Baumhauer here, letting you know that we understand that times are tough and we truly believe value matters. So, by popular demand, we brought back our Inflation Bites menu featuring scratch-made meals that will make the whole family smile and your wallet, too. Menu items start at just $7.99, and any entree comes with a free beverage. Try our classic tailgate burger for just $8.99 or our hearty Bam Bam chicken platter for $9.99. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Alabama Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Wenzel's, proud supporter of Alabama basketball for over 86 years. Wenzel's Oyster House has been your go-to spot for the freshest seafood in town. 31-all, Bama and Florida, 4:26 to go in the first half. Stay with us at the half for the Toyota Halftime Report with first half stats, scores from around the conference, and a quick chat with Coach Nate Oates, presented by Cook's Pest Control. Little review, BP, what do you think?
I'm not sure which one they were reviewing. The officials coming over to explain. Well, they're talking to TV. I thought we might be able to hear, so.
You know, here's the thing. That official review that took place during the timeouts brought to you by Bromberg's, Alabama's oldest and most trusted jeweler. We don't know specifically what they're looking at. I know on the video board, they replayed the block of a dunk. That's not the play that Nate Oates was complaining about. And neither were 10,000 plus here inside Coleman Coliseum. It was the fact that Chris Youngblood got leveled in the head while he was dribbling the basketball. None of the three guys in stripes called it. It was clearly contact above the shoulders. That's what Nate wanted him to review. And instead, I think they looked at another play where there wasn't a foul. Bama wasn't arguing that. There should have been a whistle before the dunk attempt, though, and that's why the place was coming unglued.
Yeah, listen, Alabama's got to adapt. This is a physical game. They're letting them play, and you got to adapt to that, especially on the offensive end. Grant Nelson has had some missed opportunities at the rim, and listen, whether he is fouled or not, right now, it doesn't matter. Alabama's got to be able to finish through contact, and we mentioned this Florida team, one of the best shot blocking teams in the SEC, and sometimes they block shots, sometimes they change shots. They've been really good at the rim, playing physical. Alabama has to adjust.
4:20 and ticking. Time left. First half. Sears trying to drive. Goes down the lane. Lays it up with the right hand. No. Tipped into the hands of Stevenson. Jarrett had it stripped away, but into the hands of Youngblood. Fires it out. Ball deflected and stolen by the Gators. Here comes Clayton. Nice feed to Richard, who lays it in for two. Quick, tough, aggressive Florida team. And they've got a 33-31 advantage. Bama's got to match it, as Bryan said. Here's Holloway with the basketball. Top of the arc for three. Off the mark. Rebound tip. Fought forward. Controlled by Florida. Again, they push it ahead. Here's Richard throwing it down low to Condon. Pump fake, spin, shot off the window and in. That will be an and one opportunity as Jaron Stevenson's going to be called for the foul.
It's a 6-0 run for Florida over the last minute. And Alabama's making some mistakes. Got in the lane. Chris Youngblood got up in the lane. Nowhere to go in the air. Tossed it out. Got deflected. In the last 3 possessions, 2 layups and an and one opportunity. Chance for a 7-0 run in under a minute for the Gators.
Condon with the and one opportunity. And he converts to make it a 36-31 lead. 9-0 run in the last 59 seconds. The Gators have made 4 in a row and have made it very difficult for Alabama in all facets offensively. Here's Sears with the ball, driving to his left, got tripped. That'll be on Clayton. You're in the deep south with the Bronx cheer coming from the Bama faithful here at Coleman Coliseum. As that'll be the 17th foul on Florida. 5 have been whistled on the Crimson Tide.
Got to be strong with the ball against a physical Florida defense. Mark Sears was on that possession. And the result, going to the line for a 1-and-1.
Knocks home the front end. He'll get another try. Holloway, Youngblood, Sears, Amori, and Nelson, the 5 on the floor for Alabama. Second attempt upcoming for the preseason All-American. He knocks it down. 36-33, Florida with the ball in the lead. Clayton gets a return pass. Puts up the leader off the window, no good. Rebound tipped out, controlled by Sears. Here comes Mark on the wing, goes down the middle of the lane, stops, circles away from trouble. Out to Nelson, left alone, fakes a 3, drives into the lane, wraparound pass to Cliff, lays it up and in for 2.
Boy, nothing's easy against this Florida defense. That was a great move by Grant Nelson to get his man in the air, wraparound pass, and Cliff Amori finishes through contact.
Here comes the crowd again on its feet at Coleman. Near the center court circle, Aberdeen fires it near side to Richard. Outside, he'll go to Condon. Condon with a couple of dribbles to his right, picks it up, pivots, needs help, looks, gives it off to Richard on the wing. Richard driving into the lane against Mark, had it stripped, got it back. 2 to shoot, into the lane, 1. They will not get the shot off. Great defense by Alabama, forcing the 30-second shot clock violation.
Don't anticipate many shot clock violations in this game. 2 of the fastest teams in the country. But Bama did a great job defensively, led by Mark Sears. Got the deflection and ends up with a violation.
Sears will bring it up with Elijah Martin defending him. Mark bringing the ball into the front court. Goes right, plays off the screen from Holloway. Now he goes left, stops, working against the defender Clayton to Nelson. Picks up the dribble, bounce pass, Youngblood in the lane, lays it up, no! Rebound controlled by Chinyelu, whose long reach forced Youngblood to alter the shot initially. Gators working into the low post to Condon. Condon goes back outside, deep 3, no good by Clayton. Rebounded Holloway, running the other way, circles away from traffic. Brings it to the wing, goes to his right, steps to his left, gives it off, gets it back. Holloway, corner 3, that's no good. Rebound tipped and controlled by Florida. It'll be Richard bringing it ahead. Giving it off to Clayton. Lawson on the way in. Sears comes out with it. Bama down 1, trying to change it. 3, Mark. Another bank first 3 for the Tide. Timeout Florida with 1:33 to go first half.
Well, it was a 9-0 run for the Gators. It was Mark Sears who went to the line, knocked down a 1-and-1, and now Bama answers with a 7-0 run of their own over the last couple of minutes. The defense leading the offense. Florida's turned it over. Alabama doing a good job of getting deflections, got the turnover, and a 2-on-2 fast break. Florida sprinting back to the paint. Mark Sears recognized it, rose up at the three-point line, and knocks down Alabama's third 3 of the half.
Isn't it amazing? The Gators' worst shooter on the floor, one of them, is Clayton at 30% from 3. He has made 2
talking about Condon.
Excuse me, I said Clayton, and obviously I meant Condon. I appreciate it. But Condon has made their only 2 threes. They're 2 of 12 for less than 17%. Meanwhile, Bama is 3 of 10. Sears and Holloway, along with one other player that's knocked down one for the Crimson Tide so far. So Alabama, a 38-36 advantage. 93 seconds remaining in the half, and bringing it into the front court will be Clayton, who is a very good three-point shooter, giving it off to Richard. Richard to Condon, top of the arc. Now to Houck. Houck giving it off to Martin, top of the key. Drives to his right, cut off by Cliff on the switch. Outside they go to Houck. Houck a dribble to his left and a handoff once more to Richard. A deep contested jumper, no good. Cliff up high to claim it. And now here's Mark coming the other way with 1:05 to go in the half. Youngblood in the lane, step through, leaner up and good for 2.
What a beautiful
Chris
play.
Youngblood with the buckets, put Bama up by 4.
What a beautiful play by Chris Youngblood. The Euro step and went off the wrong foot, but the soft touch knocks it down.
In the lane, Clayton drives in, tough layup, got it to go around Stevenson. And we've got a 2-point game again, 40-38. Bama the ball in the lead with 40 seconds to go in the half. Sears steps over, goes short. Long rebound is going to be run down by the Gators. It's Martin on the near wing for Florida. He'll try a 3, and he'll hit it with 30 seconds remaining in the half. Alabama with the basketball.
Help him, Cliff.
There we go. Thanks, Coach Passink. Cliff Amore will bring it front court and hand it off to Nelson, who will then give it to Sears. Shot clock is start. Game clock at 10 seconds. Florida up 41-40 late in this first half. Sears trying to give Bama the lead. Sears down the lane, steps through, lays it up. No! Rebound tip controlled by Florida. The shot will not count. Even if it goes, it's missed. And we go to the locker room with Florida on top, 41-40. Bryan Passink will wait his turn. His television will go first and talk with Nate Oates, and then BP will catch up with the head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide. The conversation with Coach Oates will be brought to you at the half by Cook's Pest Control. Give pests the full court press and call Cook's today to protect your home and business from pests and termites. Back and forth track meet between Alabama and Florida through the first 20 minutes of play. Here's Bryan with Coach.
Coach, down 1 at the half. What did you need to do the second 20 minutes?
We got a rebound. I mean, it's 24-18 on the glass. Second chance points where we're down. We got to take care of the ball. We got 8. They've got some turnovers. We have some. Their turnovers are resulting in some points off the turnovers. We got to rebound, take care of the ball, and then we got to start to make some shots inside too. We're missing some easy ones inside.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Bryan. And again, thank you to Cook's Pest Control, which brings us Coach Oates at the half. Florida on top, 41-40 at intermission. What a ball game going here in Tuscaloosa on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for T-Town. The University of Alabama Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big roll tide, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tide pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Your moment has arrived. It's time to shed the normal day-to-day version of yourself and let your most fabulous self loose. Make your way to Wind Creek, Wetumpka, because whatever your idea of fabulous is, this is where you'll find it. Wind Creek, Wetumpka. It's your kind of fabulous. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Being
Getting a Chevron car these days has been quite the adventure. Miami to Seattle, ocean to ocean. I've stopped at so many states and collected so many bumper stickers. Sometimes I feel like a moving passport book. It's just so great what I can do with Chevron with Techron, because it gives me unbeatable mileage and keeps my engine clean. Plus, there are so many Chevrons along the way. Now the only thing I'm worried about is where to go next and where to put all my new bumper stickers. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
Get deals on a new Toyota that feel like... Visit your local Toyota dealer for the Ready, Set, Go event. Get $1,750 in bonus lease cash on a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5. Offer valid through March 31st, 2025. Offer entitled $1,750 bonus lease cash on the lease of a new and untitled 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5 gas vehicle. Bonus cash may be used only toward down payment or capitalized cost reduction on the new vehicle. See dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
Crimson Tide Basketball is brought to you by Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Barkley Buick GMC, where Barkley makes it easy. Auto Owners Insurance. Visit RollTide.com/auto owners to partner with an independent Alabama agent. Cook's Pest Control. Cook's, the South's most trusted name in pest control and proud sponsor of Alabama basketball. And by the Soup Store, the best place in town to get all your Alabama gear. Welcome to the Toyota Halftime Report. Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Let's go places.
At the half, it's Florida on top of Alabama, 41-40 here at Coleman Coliseum. Chris Stewart back with you for your Toyota Halftime Report. The Gators have gotten 12 points from Alex Condon, 10 from Walter Clayton Jr. They've also, though, gotten 8 points and 6 rebounds from Ruben Chinyelu. They've gotten 4 from Will Richard, 3 from Elijah Martin, 2 from Micah Hanlogden, and also 2 points from Urban Klabchar. They've seen the opponent, the Alabama Crimson Tide, get 16 from Mark Sears as he's gone 5 of 5 from the charity stripe, 5 of 10 from the field, including 1 of 4 from three-point range. Mark has had 2 assists and no turnovers in what is his final game at Coleman Coliseum tonight. 5 points from Grant Nelson, 2 from Clifford Amore, 4 from LeBaron Filon, 4 also from Chris Youngblood, 3 from Aiden Holloway, 1 from Jaron Stevenson, and 5 points from Aiden Sherrill. Again, it's 41-40, Florida leading Alabama at the break. Here on your Toyota Halftime Report, we remind you to visit your local Toyota dealer or explore Toyota.com today. Take advantage of the amazing deals on our full line of vehicles. And no matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota, let's go places. At the half, again, it's the Gators by 1. Let's pause right now. 10 seconds for station identification on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Tom Stipe has more from Tuscaloosa in a moment on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Each Monday night, join us for Hey Coach, presented by Alpha Insurance. Live at 6 p.m. Central from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa. We'll talk Alabama athletics with Tide coaches and players, plus take your calls. Hey Coach is available to listen to across our radio network, the Varsity Network app, as well as a video stream on all CTSN social media platforms at UA_CTSN. Hey Coach, Mondays at 6 p.m. on the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Tired of being just another patient at your chain pharmacy? Make the switch to Payless Drugs. With 5 convenient locations in Bessemer, Birmingham, Fairfield, Morris, and Springfield, our knowledgeable team can provide personalized medication reviews and supplement recommendations, deliver medications to your door, and more. Visit mypaylessdrugs.com to transfer today. We're just what the doctor ordered.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Alabama. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
This is Tom Stipe with the Alabama Power scoreboard update. Alabama Power for a better Alabama. Halftime from Coleman. Bama trails Florida 41-40. One other SEC game about to get started in Norman, Oklahoma. Will host Mizzou. Later in Oxford, Ole Miss will welcome Tennessee. For comprehensive coverage of college basketball, tune into SiriusXM SEC Channel 374 in your car and on the SiriusXM app. You can listen anywhere with SiriusXM. It's the home of your favorite team. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/SEC Radio 2025. We'll take a look at team stats next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Your moment has arrived. It's time to shed the normal day-to-day version of yourself and let your most fabulous self loose. Make your way to Wind Creek, Wetumpka, because whatever your idea of fabulous is, this is where you'll find it. Wind Creek, Wetumpka. It's your kind of fabulous. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Favorite jeans, favorite shirt. Yak and nickel sausage and I'm firing it up. Yeah, everybody knows that's how I get my grill on. You can smell that flavor up and down the road. It's a little taste of heaven and everybody knows. That's how I get my grill on. Kanaka sausage. It's just a little taste of heaven.
Sports bring us together. The sickness can keep us apart. Don't miss out on what matters most.
Vaccines help keep you in the stands while we are on the court.
Staying up to date on your vaccines, including for respiratory viruses, keeps you in the game, protecting yourself and those around you. Be here, be healthy. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/INM for more information.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-150 Highlight Show. To stay on top, you got to keep raising your game, just like the 2024 Ford F-150, the smartest, most connected F-150 ever. Ford offers impressive technology to help you get the job done in the smartest way possible. For the latest offers on a Ford F-150, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsors of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
To Clayton, lost it on the way in. Sears comes out with it. Bama down one, trying to change it. Three, Mark. Another bank first three for the Tide. Timeout, Florida, with 1:33 to go first half.
Bama trails Florida at the half, 41-40, and the sounds of the game are presented by Beatbox, the original party punch with an official sponsor of the Crimson Tide. With a lineup of bold flavors that are low sugar, gluten-free, and resealable, Beatbox has a flavor for everyone. Look for it at stores across the Southeast for your next tailgate. Halftime stats, shooting percentage, Bama 44% overall, 27 from bank first, 3 land, 7 of 10 from the foul line. Florida 46% overall, 21 outside the arc, 4 of 7 from the stripe. Team rebounding, Florida's leading it, 24-18, that's rare. Turnovers, Bama with 5, Gators with 8. Again at the half, Bama trails Florida 41-40. That does it for the Toyota halftime report. Second half's coming right up. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer last year and had chemo and radiation at DCH's Lewis and Fay Madison Cancer Center. I'm thankful for the support of my nurse Kate, my breast navigator Katrina, my doctors, and the whole staff. I have felt confident like I was the most important person there, before, during, and after. Tuscaloosa is blessed to have such an excellent team at the Madison Cancer Center.
Great things are happening at DCH.
Crimson Tide fans, this season don't lose out on your home comfort. Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics and has been delivering the highest standards in home comfort across Birmingham for over 60 years. If you're looking for a great team and elite service from a quality company that cares, you can't miss with Brown in Birmingham. Score big this year with Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Visit brownheatingandcooling.com/specials to save on your next service. Roll Tide!
See the call as we make the call. Watch the Courtside Cam presented by NASCAR for each Alabama home basketball game. Streaming live on all CTSN social media platforms, you can get a front row seat to every big play and every reaction from the Alabama radio crew for men's and women's basketball. Watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X at UA_CTSN.
Wide open 9, left corner 3, switch!
At Red Diamond, we know that there's simply nothing better than the perfect sip of fresh brewed iced tea. And we've been working hard to make sure choosing Red Diamond is always easy, with only simple ingredients, water, tea leaves, and pure cane sugar, or no sugar. We make sure our tea tastes like, well, tea. Stop by your local cooler and pick up a gallon for a perfect sip today. Red Diamond. Perfect's not easy.
This has been the Toyota Halftime Report. Visit your local Toyota dealers or explore Toyota.com today. No matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota, let's go places.
Bama down 1 at the half, 41-40 to Florida. What to look for in the second half presented by Sitco. The Crimson Tide runs harder on Tri-Clean gasoline from Sitco BP. The next 20, got to get us at least 2 more points than those guys. How are we going to do it?
Yeah, got to rebound the ball. Alabama got out-rebounded, especially on the offensive end by the Gators. These are 2 of the top rebounding teams in the SEC, but Alabama didn't do what they typically do on the offensive end. And also, as we talked to Nate at halftime, he wants his team to finish at the rim. This is a really good defensive team in Florida. They've changed some shots. They blocked a few. But Alabama's had some at point-blank range where they've not been able to finish. That needs to change here in the second half.
Alabama will go with Nelson, Omori, Sears, Youngblood, and Philon as the 5 to start this second half. The final, unless we go OT, 20 minutes here at Coleman Coliseum this year for Alabama men's basketball. And hopefully a victory as the Crimson Tide tries to finish strong and guarantee themselves a double bye in the SEC tournament. Omori handing it off to Sears, who had 16 first-half points. Nelson now in the corner. Grant will hand it to Philon. A bounce pass back to Grant. Spins once, twice, got fouled, didn't call it. Had it knocked out of his arms. Here now is Martin driving in and throws it home for 2. Unbelievable. 43-40 is our score. Bama trailing the Gators. Here's Amori with the basketball, giving it off to Youngblood. Chris driving, lays it up off the window and in. Beautiful move, Chris Youngblood to get the 2.
Took it right at the shot blocker, went off the wrong foot, so the defender couldn't time up his block, but go back to the opening possession of the second half. That was a great move by Grant Nelson to get fouled. Unfortunately, no call.
Condon with the dribble to his right a couple of times, and then a handoff to Martin. A bounce pass called underneath by Condon. Needs help, fires it out all the way into the back court, and Clayton wins the race with Phylon, and so that will be over and back, and Alabama will get possession.
Really good defensive possession. Almost had a turnover earlier in the possession, and ultimately the Gators did. That was their 9th turnover, but Alabama hasn't been able to capitalize off of Florida Gator miscues. Just a couple of baskets off of now 9 Florida turnovers.
Phylon with the ball after the inbounds, works to the baseline, cut off, gives it out to Sears. Mark's going to drive to his right, hesitates, hands it back to Phylon, fakes a 3, weaves through traffic, gets into the paint, puts it up off the window and in. Great move on the part of LeBaron Phylon to give Bama the lead again at 44-43.
Little two-man game between Mark Sears and LeBaron Phylon. LeBaron only played 8 minutes in the first half, picked up a couple of fouls. Good to see him get off to a nice start.
Clayton for 3 on the right wing is good. Phylon calling for some help as he got caught on the screen there, and now LeBaron will work to the other end, lays it up, blocked out of bounds on a great play by the Gators' Alex Condon. Bama ball with 18:08 to go, 23 seconds to shoot, and a 46-44 Florida advantage here early in half number 2.
Can't let Walter Clayton Jr. get going from the three-point line. He was 0 for 3 from deep in the first half. Didn't have much room right there, knocked it down.
Inbounded to Amori, who will pivot, then hand it off to Sears. Mark stopping, firing it near side. Phylon, catch and shoot, 3 bottom. Boy, he looked good getting that set, didn't he?
He did. He looked good in the first half, just didn't play enough minutes because of foul trouble. He's gotten off to a nice start here in the second half.
47-46 after the bank first three-pointer. Now Condon with it for the Gators on the right wing. Picks up the dribble, hands it back to Clayton. Clayton on the drive. Floater is up too strong. Rebounded inside Gators, and a foul's going to be whistled on Clifford Amori. Again, Bama late getting to the rebound as Ruben Chinyelu is credited with the rebound and will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Gators.
That was a big difference in the first half. The Gators out-rebounded Alabama 24-18. That is not typically the case for Alabama, one of the best rebounding teams on both ends of the floor in college basketball. Top couple in the SEC in rebound margin, but it's been the Gators dominating the glass here in this one.
Chinyelu misses the first free throw for Florida. He's got 8.7 rebounds in the ball game. He's made his last 4 shots from the field, but thankfully missed that free throw. Only a 58% free throw shooter on the year, and he makes the second. So Bama ball in a tie game, 47-all with 17:34 to go here in the second half of the regular season home finale for the Crimson Tide. Bama will throw the lob down low to Sherrill. Pump fake, layup good with the left hand. We got a mismatch down low on the switch, and Alabama was able to take advantage.
Yeah, nice find. Inside, Grant Nelson found Sherrill, took his time and finishes with the left hand.
Clayton tries another 3, misses this one, rebounded by Sears. Mark brings it ahead as Bama looks to add to a 2-point lead. Sears on the wing, hesitates, goes baseline, 8-foot jumper, in and out, no good. Long rebound tipped out into the hands of Phylon. LeBaron with it on the far wing, working against the defender Richard. Lob pass, Nelson caught it, had it blocked, got it back, laid it in. Great work, Grant Nelson to give Bama the 4-point lead, but the Gators run the other way. Clayton weaving through the lane, fires it over to Condon. He'll throw it off the back of Youngblood, but into the hands of Martin. A bounce pass into the corner goes to Richard. Pulls up the right side, 8-footer, no good. Long rebound again to Alabama's Mark Sears, who'll bring it ahead. Mark with 16, driving, stopping, whips a pass to Nelson, fakes a 3, gets into the paint, spins, pump fake, shot, up, no good, but he is fouled. That'll be on Condon, and it'll send Nelson to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Similar offensive possession, what we saw the first possession of the second half, where Grant Nelson went to work on the paint, got his man in the air, took the contact. There was much more contact on that first possession of the half than right there. Ty Golden, talking to the officials, didn't like the call. It was the right one, but in comparison to the first one that didn't get a call, I understand his confusion.
Nelson, first free throw up and good. Grant gets it to go. He is now 2 of 3 from the stripe in the ball game. He's got 8 points to go with a couple of boards and a couple of assists in 17 minutes.
We talked about the health of Grant Nelson. He was questionable coming into this game. He's banged up, doesn't have the same explosiveness we're used to seeing, but able to stick with it on a couple of offensive possessions. This time gets to the line.
And missed the second free throw, made 1 of 2. Bama up 5, 52-47. Tide's 5 of its last 7 from the field. Little floater towards the rim, no good. Rebound in weak side Condon. Now Clayton for 3, knocks it home. Another second chance opportunity, and Clayton able to cut it to a 2-point game. That's a huge play right there. Sears with it now. Bounce pass, no, fires it over to Phylon in the paint. Leader in and out, no good. Another one from 4 feet that would go. Now here's Richard the other way. Down low to Condon, lays it up. Blocked by Nelson on a great play. And now the Tide runs the other way. Sears weaving through traffic, kicks in the corner. Stevenson, 3, short. Rebound tipped and controlled by Florida. Long outlet pass to Richard for the dunk. And we are tied at 52. Goodness, how fortunes change so quickly in this one. Phylon to his right, whips it back out to Sherrill for 3. Aiden hits another one. The big man, his second, bank first 3, and Bama leads it 55-52 with 15:04 to play.
Aiden Sherrill has 8 in this game. They've all been big. LeBaron Phylon kicks it out to the open big man who knocks it down.
Clayton, 3, short. Rebound, tip, scramble on the deck. Gators working outside. Martin, 3, short, an air ball even, and then saved. Great play on the part of Condon, knocking it off of Sears, and possession will belong to the Gators when we come back. But with 14:47 to go, it's Bama 55, Florida 52 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
It's a good one, and it's brought to you by Wenzel's, proud supporter of Alabama basketball for over 86 years. Wenzel's Oyster House has been your go-to spot for the freshest seafood in town. Roll Tide. Bama is up 3, 55-52, 14:47 to go in the ball game. The unexpected happens every day, and when it does, head to Kohl's and Kohl's.com for everything your family needs. Kohl's, where families come first. BP, it is not a title fight just yet, but in the heavyweight division, these are the top 2 contenders, and it's a dandy tonight.
Well, there are several top contenders in the SEC that I think could compete for and win a national championship, and 2 of them are on the floor. I think Alabama needs to get healthy. You know, you see some guys that are banged up that aren't full speed, but battling here late in the season. That's why that double bye is so important in the SEC tournament. That's on the line in this game. If Alabama wins here tonight, then they will not have to play in the SEC tournament until Friday, no matter what happens in the game on Saturday against Auburn. And also, possibly a #1 seed on the line for both of these teams. Both Alabama and Florida in great contention for a #1 seed. Depends how both schools finish the regular season and the SEC tournament. But right now, it's about rebounding for Alabama. The Tide getting beat on the glass, not something we're used to seeing. Florida out-rebounding Alabama in this game, 32-23. Many of those coming on the offensive end, and another second-chance opportunity for the Florida Gators after the break. It won't go down as an offensive rebound. It looked like Mark Sears was going to get the rebound, and Florida able to knock it off of Mark. So they'll have another opportunity, and they've been able to make the most out of several of those. Alabama's got to do a better job on the defensive glass and get some second-chance opportunities themselves on the offensive end. Hopefully, Bama can get hot from the three-point line. It's been a nice start from deep for Alabama, 2 for 3 since halftime. But when you miss, and when Alabama has missed, one of the reasons they lead the nation in scoring is they've done a great job of getting some offensive rebound putbacks. Need to have more of those here in the second half.
I don't think anybody's surprised that leading scorer for Alabama's Mark Sears with 16, or that Walter Clayton's the leader with 16 for the Gators. But if you had Aiden Sherrill second in scoring for the Tide at this point in your office pool, congratulations, you're doing well. 10 for the freshman off the bench, 4 of 4 from the field, including 2 for 2 from 3. Houck on the incomes for 3 for the Gators, knocks it home, and we are tied at 55. He was wide open and made Bama pay, and the Gators have knotted the score at 55 all. Here's Sears with it on the far wing, changing direction at the top of the arc. Gives it off near side to Holloway. Aiden underneath the basket. Works it away to Diabate. Now to Sears. Goes right, stops, shoots a 3. It is blocked by Clayton, and he'll bring it the other way. Clayton working to his right. Leaves it for the trailer in Richard. His pass batted away by Sears. Fought for, scramble, picked up, and thrown home for 2 by Richard. The toughness of the Gators on display there. Here's Holloway with Bama down a pair. Throws it down low. Too low for Sherrill. It's knocked away and stolen. 2 players collided, banging heads. They're going to stop play as Sherrill is beat up and banged up, and so too is Elijah Martin. Both going for a loose ball, both banged heads, and both obviously in a lot of pain. Martin is face down underneath the basket to our right, and walking gingerly off the floor is Aiden Sherrill, being assisted by Clark Holter, the athletic trainer. And boy, that's scary when you got 2 big guys banging heads like that, both just going after a basketball. It was nothing intentional on either side. They just banged heads.
Yeah, listen, this has been a physical game going back to the defensive end. Both teams were tough and physical. Ball just bounced right to Florida. I mean, give them credit. They were both getting after it, but it goes right to Will Richard, who throws it down. And Alabama, with some missed opportunities here the last couple of possessions, not able to close out the defensive possession before the timeout, and the Gators once again capitalize. Bama had the defensive rebound, the hustle play by Florida to knock it off Mark Sears. They knock down the 3, and then the scramble situation, get the dunk. And right now, the Gators rolling on the offensive end.
Florida with the ball up by 2. Houck will hand. Aberdeen looks right, then throws it left to Richard. Richard holding the ball above his head, gives it off to Handlogden, then hands it off to Clayton, who stops midway down the line, spins and shoots short. Rebound tipped out by the Gators again, and then a foul is going to be called on Jaron Stevenson, who was late trying to get there and collided with one of the Gators.
Yeah, that's a situation where the hustle was there by Alabama. You're kind of overrun the ball. Not an effort situation. Sometimes the bounce of the ball doesn't go your way. But once again, the Gators, with a second chance opportunity, they've been able to convert off of these.
Had about 4 or 5 shots that were so bad, the bounce actually worked to the Gators' advantage. Weaving through traffic is Clayton. Stops, spins through, lays it up, and they're going to call a foul on Cliff Amore. Foul on Cliff. And on Amore, that'll be his second. It'll be team foul number 2 on the Crimson Tide. Check that, the 3rd, we're told, on Alabama. 1 has been whistled on Florida. And the Gators will have a chance to make it a 5-point lead. Bama's biggest lead has been 5. Florida led by 7 early in the first half. They lead by 5 right now, 60-55. A 7-0 run for the Gators, make it an 8-0 run and a 13-3 advantage over the last 2.5 minutes. Bama getting the ball to Sears. Mark will drive in the lane, got hacked by Aberdeen, and Mark will go to the line to shoot 2.
Dribble handoff situation. Mark Sears, since the defender on his hip, took the contact, gets to the line, and boy, just a few minutes ago, Alabama's up 5. Now Florida, 2 of the best offenses in the country. Both coaches preaching to rebound the ball on the defensive end because of the offensive firepower. It can't allow Florida to get second, third chance opportunities. They've done it here in the second half, and they've been able to take advantage. A big reason for that 13-3 run.
Sears hits the first, second one rattles out, no good. The Tide 9 of 13 from the free throw line. The Gators 6 of 10. Here comes Clayton with it, front court. Clayton near side, picks it up, gives it off top of the arc to Hanlogden. They throw it into the low post. Catching it there was Houck. He will dribble to the free throw line, gives it off to Clayton. Miss layup, ball tip, controlled by Sears. Here comes Mark the other way. Sears hesitates, now goes down the lane, lays it up, blocked, and they're going to call basket interference. Count the 2 for Mark Sears. He now has 19 in the ball game, and the Crimson Tide has pulled back to within a bucket at 60-58.
That was a great move by Mark Sears. The hesitation dribble got him free. And Florida with the recovery. This may be one they go back and look at under the 12-minute media timeout. Great move by Mark Sears after the defensive stop by Alabama.
60-58 at the moment. Clayton giving it off. Houck driving against Cliff. Lays it up and in for 2. The quickness in addition to the strength. The difference right there as Bama trails by 4 again. Here comes Sears front court. Looking, giving it off to Holloway. Gives it back out. Mo thought about a 3. Instead will drive to the block. Defended there by Houck. Trying to back his way down. Spin, steps through, lays it up. No, but he's fouled. And Mohamed Diabate will go to the line to shoot 2 shots for Alabama.
Nice job. Mo Diabate had a good first half. Found open teammates. This time takes it on his own. Initially thought he was going to look to find an open teammate on the perimeter. Help never came. Took his man. Got a little forearm to the back. And he'll go to the line for 2.
Diabate at the stripe. Shooting the first. It's up and good. With 12:09 to play, Chris Youngblood will come in and replace Holloway for Alabama. 62-59, Florida. A 3-point lead. Gators have had a 9-0 run. Bama an 11-0 stretch at one point in this game. Diabate's second free throw is up. That one rolls off, no good. Bama 1 of 2 again at the free throw line. Missed opportunities as Hanlogden clears it, gives it to Aberdeen, who brings it ahead left wing. Top of the arc to Houck, working against Mo, hands it back to Clavshar. Clavshar stopping, looking to his right, throws a pass at the feet of Houck, who will drive to the right wing at 8. At 7, needs help at 6, gives it off, ball batted away by Mo. Scramble, picked up by Sears. Here comes Bama. Sears, left wing 3, no good, and the rebound tipped into the hands of Mark, who saved it, but they're going to say that he stepped on the baseline as he touched the basketball. Owen Short called it. He had the best view. And it'll go back to the Gators when we come back, although the crowd seems to disagree. We're going to look at it again. The ball hit the baseline, not his foot. The ball hit the baseline before it got to Mark. Timeout on the floor. It'll belong to the Gators when we return. 62-59 is your score with 11:36 to play. Florida leading it in Tuscaloosa on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
The Alabama Insider Podcast is the official podcast of Crimson Tide Athletics. Catch full episodes of Hey Coach and the Kalen DeBoer Show, Crimson Tide Rewind, Crimson Tide Today Daily Reports, plus full interviews from Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR. Download and subscribe to the Alabama Insider Podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and all podcast platforms. Roll Tide with the Alabama Insider Podcast.
Hey, Bama fans. Tuscaloosa Drug Company is a proud supporter of Crimson Tide Athletics. We've been serving our community and the University Athletic Department for over a decade. There are 3 locations in the Tuscaloosa and Northport area to serve you. We understand the importance of prompt and efficient service. That's why we strive to provide service that you can rely on, where we know you by name. The next time you have a medication need, call who the Tide calls, Tuscaloosa Drug.
.36 to go in the ball game. The earlier goaltending call was reversed on review. It's 62-57. The Florida Gators lead it, making Evan Williams bourbon part of your game day traditions is a slam dunk. Visit evanwilliams.com to find a bottle near you. Evan Williams, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky. Think wisely, drink wisely, and Roll Tide BP. Tough break, but it was the right call.
Yeah, Mark Sears with a nice move, but Florida, Thomas Hawk able to block the shot. Wasn't a goaltend, and as we watched it a couple more times, that seemed to be the right call. But right now, Alabama's got to get some defensive stops and close out defensive possessions. This is a good offensive rebounding team in Florida, but not quite as good on the year as Alabama has been. But it's been the Gators doubling up Alabama on offensive rebounds, 12-6, and that's led to 15 points off of those offensive rebounds for Florida, 15-7 advantage. And that is a category that Alabama typically wins and wins big as second chance points. That's not been the case here in this one. Florida has been able to get on the offensive glass and hit a couple threes off of it, and one by Walter Clayton Jr. Alabama needs stops, and that'll get their offense going as well. Right now, the Gators looking good on both ends.
Alabama will break the huddle with Chris Youngblood, Mark Sears, LeBaron Filine, Clifford Amore, and Grant Nelson. The Gators have yet to break their huddle around head coach Todd Golden. So again, the crowd being told what we were informed of earlier, and that's the fact that that earlier basket interference call, the goaltend against Florida, has been changed after review. And again, each official's review brought to us by Bromberg's, Alabama's oldest and most trusted jeweler. So it's a 5-point deficit with 11:36 to play for Alabama. The Gators have the ball. Huge trip right here defensively for the Tide. Condon on the dribble, the handoff to Aberdeen. Throws a lob down low, and laying it up and in for 2 was Condon. Able to maneuver around Grant Nelson and lay that one in, and we're down 7 for just the second time. Inside, Filine throws it up and in with the left hand.
Nice floater. We've seen LeBaron Filine do that with so much more consistency the last couple of weeks of the season. Was able to get it up with the left hand over the shot blocker.
Bama down 5. Aberdeen right. Floater up and good to answer it. It's back to a 7-point advantage. Here comes Filine front court. Throws it away narrowly, but a foul's going to be whistled on the Gators.
And it's a good thing. That was almost an Alabama turnover as LeBaron Filine got hit, was looking for Cliff Amore, who wasn't looking for the ball. Could have been going the other way. It was a right call, but Alabama fortunate.
Filine drawing the foul from Aberdeen, who's now got 3 in the ball game. Amore with a dribble and picks it up, needs help, hands it off to Sears. Mark got grabbed, no whistle. Drives to the lane, lays it up and in for 2. He just willed that one into the basket. Mark's got 19 now officially as the Gators come the other way. Condon handing it off to Aberdeen. Steps off of the screen, gets into the paint. Back outside Condon. Condon looking low, nothing there. Dribbles to his right, Picks it up, hands it off to Richard. Richard stops in the paint, got away with a walk, bounces it inside Condon. Pump fake, spin, shot wildly, no good. Had it bounce right back to him and hit him in the chest. He grabs it, lays it in, and the lead's at 7 again.
Well, that's another one. Just the bounce of the ball goes right to Florida. Alabama not able to close out the possession.
Sears with a man on his hip, stops, kicks it out. Nelson, open, three, short, and the rebound controlled by the Gators. It was once again Chinyelu who secured it. He now has 8 for the ball game. 68-61 Florida, 9:48 to go. Three is up and good by Aberdeen, and Bama is in a tough spot right here, down 10. The Gators have made 6 of their last 7, or actually 5 of their last 6. Here's Sears to Nelson, back to Martin, trying to shake free. Gets to the top of the arc and gets fouled. Clapshard guilty of the foul. 9:31 remaining, and Alabama trails by 10 here at home.
Florida 5 out of their last 6. The one they missed, they got back for an easy lay-in. Alabama's got to put some stops together. Florida feeling it on the offensive end.
Sears to inbound it for the Crimson Tide. Gets it into Nelson on the far wing. Grant looking, gives it off to Amori. He hands it literally to Sears, who works down the lane, puts it up with the right hand, no, and the rebound grabbed by Chinyelu, and here come the Gators the other way. Far side with the dribble. Martin gets to the block, right side, pivots to his right, spins, stops, looks, fires it out. Chinyelu, 8-foot shot, no good. Rebound fought for, and a foul's going to be called on the rebound on Chinyelu.
One of the few stops Alabama's got in the last several minutes, forcing a difficult shot from Chinyelu. Cliff Amori in defensive rebounding position, and Alabama with a chance to cut into this 10-point Gator lead.
A 41-25 rebounding advantage for Florida. That is the story of the ball game in this one. 10-point lead, 9 minutes to go, and Bama down double digits here at home in the final home game of the regular season. It is Sears with the basketball. Going right, working, top of the arc, three, no good. Rebound claimed by Diabate, and then a foul is going to be called on the Gators. Good work by Mohamed Diabate, saving the possession for Alabama, as I believe they're going to call that one once again on Chinyelu. Back-to-back fouls on him, his first 2 of the night.
Alabama's got to take advantage at the free throw line. Just 10 for 15. Hustle play from Mo Diabate. Just Alabama's 7th offensive rebound of the game. 13 for the Florida Gators. And that's led to 17 second chance points.
Mo's first free throw is short. Alabama has shot 6 more free throws than the Gators, but have made only 4 more. Bama 10 of 16, the Gators 6 of 10.
It's a 10-point advantage for Florida.
Second free throw miss, rebound fought for, scramble, and coming out with it is Florida. Here comes Clayton, tied down 10. They throw the lob, the finish for 2. Good by Condon as the Gators ran the floor and successfully turned it into a bucket. Bama missed 2 free throws. The Gators get a dunk on the other end.
Well, I was going to say it was a 10-point game, and it's now 12, 10-point advantage on second chance points for Florida. That's been the difference.
Sears inside, lays it in for 2. Great patience and got the bucket to go. We got to chip away, but we got to get stops. 8:11 to play. Bama down 10, 73-63. Team needs you, fans. Let's go. Aberdeen with it. Gives it up top. Condon for 3, no good. Rebound claimed by Mo, and now Bama will push it ahead. Diabate into the front court, driving to the rim, lays it up, no. Rebound tipped and controlled by the Gators. They'll come the other way with Aberdeen stopping on the left wing. Leaves it for the trailer Clayton. Clayton down the lane, throws up a lob, and the dunk for 2, a beauty by Condon. Timeout on the floor. Timeout Gators with 7:41 to play. A media timeout. Florida, the biggest lead of the night at 12, 75-63 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for T-Town. The University of Alabama Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big roll tide, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tide pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner with the Tide family for 67 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks, are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flake Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama basketball. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
7:41 to go in the ball game at Coleman. Bama trails Florida by 12, 75-63. ATIX says thank you to all ticket-holding Crimson Tide fans. Visit AAATix.com to find your tickets. ATIX is a proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. It's good to have across the way now a guy who has a win on the day. 3-1 Bama baseball over Troy. Roger Hoover, we need you to bring that good luck over here.
Yeah, hopefully so. And Nate Oates really telling the Crimson Tide in the huddle right now, we've got to go. Go, go, go is the message. And especially just sprinting up and down the floor offensively, defensively. Just want to see more motion coming up from the Crimson Tide, knowing this is a critical time, not just to get stops, but I feel like he's talking about the offense as well, Brian, just saying over and over again, we need to go.
Yeah. Well, listen, 12 points is not down 12, is not where you want to be. But in this game, two of the fastest paced teams in the country, if Alabama can put some stops together and turn some defense into offense, they could very much get back in this game. It's going to start on the defensive end. Alabama's not been able to get stops the last several minutes of this game. Right now, Florida in the second half shooting 54% from the field, 50% from three, and a higher percentage than that if you just look at the last 5 minutes of this game, where Florida's been able to take what was a 5-point deficit and turn it into a 12-point lead. The Gators have been great on both ends of the floor. They're rebounding the ball at a high level. Alabama struggling to get stops and offensively pressing a little bit. Mark Sears, who understandably wants to put this team on his back, just 1 for 7 from the three-point line. Alabama overall from three, struggling here in this one, just 28%, 2 for 7 since halftime.
Brian, you look at the stats, and Alabama's just been dominated on the glass, 43-27, but 10 of 17 from the free throw line. You look at the season numbers, Alabama's a 73% free throw shooting team, 72% in conference play, but that percentage would be higher had they not had some games like tonight where it's well below that average. It's either seems to be feast or famine for Bama at the charity stripe.
Yeah, and it hasn't really mattered home or the road. Yeah. Alabama's had some great free throw shooting nights here at Coleman and on the road, and some struggles. But this is about stops and defensive rebounding. The Gators, a 10-point advantage in second chance points. That's an area that Alabama typically dominates.
Needs to start on this possession. Here is Bama throwing it down low to Nelson. Grant trying to back his way in. Pump fake, spins right, lays it in for two. Great move to get it down to 10, but the Gators will immediately push it the other way and put pressure on the Tide. Clayton being defended by Stevenson. Now Nelson, they throw it into the low post. Condon, Diabate guarding him. Condon got away with a walk, threw it outside before he did, I guess, to Aberdeen. Aberdeen working to the top of the arc, going into the lane, following shot up, no good. Rebounded by Mo, saving it before he fell out of bounds. To Sears, now to Youngblood. Chris changing direction, getting into the lane, throws it up, off the window, no, it wouldn't go, but Nelson is there. Put back, no, rebound Stevenson, flipped it over, scramble on the deck, tie up, and the arrow is gonna favor the Florida Gators. We did everything but score right there as Youngblood almost got the circus shot to drop. Instead, it fell to the deck and a scramble resulted in a tie-up in possession to the Gators. Now we got another media timeout with 6:47 to play. 75-65 is the score. Florida up by 10 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
You can find all Crimson Tide Sports Network video content online on the CTSN YouTube page. It's the home of the live Courtside Cam, episodes of Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR, plus Hey Coach. Our YouTube shorts will deliver thrilling Alabama radio highlights, plus interview clips from Alabama student athletes and coaches that you can't miss. Subscribe to the Crimson Tide Sports Network on YouTube for the very latest on the Alabama Crimson Tide.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
6:47 to go in the ball game. Bama trails Florida 75-65. The best move of the game is presented by Old Dominion Freight Line. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game and is a proud partner of the Crimson Tide. BP, hard work's not a question given that last possession or defensive possession, but best move of the game so far, in your opinion?
Well, listen, it's been a struggle for Alabama in this when Florida's playing great. Still plenty of time, 6:47 to play. It's time to go on both ends of the floor. LeBaron Philon and Mark Sears leading the way for Alabama. LeBaron's looked good, getting the ball in the lane. He's had some nice moves, getting in the lane, knocking down some floaters. Need to see more of that the last 6:47 of this one.
Go time as well for Roger Hoover across the way.
Yeah, basically a continuation of the last time out, talking about some defensive principles that the Crimson Tide want to see. Coach Adams, who runs the defense for Alabama, was pretty encouraged by the start Alabama just had in that last minute of play. So a pretty good start, but obviously got to keep up the intensity, and that's the other key message from the coaching staff. Keep up the intensity on both sides of the ball is going to be critical, Brian.
Yeah, and you can't press on the offensive end. If Alabama can continue to get stops, they've got a couple here lately, but some missed opportunities on the offensive end, some good looks at point-blank range. Now, that would have been a high degree of difficulty finish for Chris Youngblood. He was losing his footing, did a great job of just getting it up without traveling. Alabama in pretty good offensive rebounding position, not able to convert, but you look at the difference in this game. It's been offensive rebounds for Florida, their ability to convert. Alabama's gotten out-rebounded on both ends of the floor. And going back to the first half, even here in the second, some good looks at the rim against this Gator defense. Alabama struggled with layups. They've been contested, but shots Alabama normally makes.
Alabama has been out-rebounded in the second half, 20-11. And while the Tide's 2 of 7 from 3, the Gators are 4 of 8.
You know, when you're missing layups, shooting 29% from 3 and just 3 for 8 from the free throw line since halftime, that is a hard combination against one of the best teams in the country.
10-point game with 6:42 to go. Florida with the basketball. Clayton will walk it ahead, defended by Philon. They'll give it off now top of the circle to Handlogden. Handlogden hands it back to Clayton. He'll go right. He'll get cut off by Nelson. The kick back to Aberdeen on the far wing. Into the low post to Handlogden. Drives, throws it right into the chest of a teammate who gives it right back. Handlogden underneath, had it batted away. Scrambling, Gators come away with it and will lay it up and get fouled. It's Condon who will go to the line to shoot 2. And again, Bama's in position but can't secure the loose ball.
Yeah, and listen, I mean, there were 3-4 passes.
Yeah.
With 3 guys in the lane. I mean, you know, you're not going to get a 3-second call typically, but when you're passing it 3 different times in the lane, it typically comes. Alabama not able to finish off that possession, get the loose ball, and Alex Condon at the line with a chance to extend the lead.
And he does just that, hitting the first free throw, getting it back to 11. Second try upcoming for the Gator big man, 6'11", out of Perth, Australia. He's got He got them both to go. And depending on where you're from, he got them both to go. 77-65, Bama down a dozen. Phylon with it to Sears. Thought about a three, thought again. Drives the lane, steps through. Tough fall-away shot, no good. Rebounded Condon, and here come the Gators the other way. Clayton working to his left, goes to the basket, lays it up and in for two. Wow, 14-point game with 5:50 to go. Do or die time, it seems, for Alabama. Nelson driving, cut off. Backing his way down, gets into the paint, fires it over Phylon. Steps into the three. Bottom. Big make right there on a bank first three by LeBaron Phylon, and hopefully that'll light the fuse. Boy, we need it.
Had to have that one. Now it comes down to getting some stops and getting on the defensive glass.
Hand-logged him. Fires it near side. Martin, three, no good. Rebound claimed inside. Condon puts it up, wouldn't go, but he got hacked.
Well, because of the switch off, you had Alex Condon, 6'11", 230-pound power forward, matched up against LeBaron Phylon at 6'3". Just went up, got the rebound, and Bama converged. Clearly a foul, hard foul, and he'll go to the line for two. Again, Alabama's got to get stops and get on the defensive glass. The Gators have been dominant on the glass on both ends.
Gators going to the line. Condon shooting the first free throw. 5:21 to play. Gators up 79-68. Condon's first is up and good. 22 points for the Gator big man, who on the season is shooting 63% from the free throw line, but it's a lot better than that with that stroke. Second try upcoming as Diabate and Youngblood sit down. Second, no good. Rebound Condon, the man who missed it. Here's Clayton trying a three, outside, no good. Rebound claimed by Phylon, and here comes LeBaron front court for Alabama. LeBaron Phylon going to his right, going into the lane, throws a lob. Clifford the flush, and he is fouled.
Well, Alabama so fortunate on that possession. Didn't block out on the free throw, cost this team in Knoxville on Saturday. Fortunately, LeBaron Phylon gets the rebound after the missed three, and a beautiful lob to Cliff Amore, takes the contact, and a huge three-point play opportunity.
Amore with 5 rebounds, but just his third and fourth points of the night. Trying to convert the and one right here. And he does perfectly. And it's a 9-point game, 80-71. Here comes the crowd again.
Let's get some stops.
Let's keep them in it. Clayton with the basketball. Goes right side to Richard. To Condon. To Houck, who hands it off to Martin. Martin looking right, gives it off Clayton. Clayton into the paint, throws a lob, and the flush for two. Again, Bama fails to rotate over. Condon about his 4th dunk in this half. Sears now driving. Fakes a pass left, now gives it off left to Phylon. LeBaron calling for a screen with 4:33 to go. Phylon hesitates, gets into the lane, throws it over to Cliff, who hands it to Jaron. Back to Phylon. LeBaron in the lane. Runner is up and good. What a game he is having. LeBaron Phylon with 16 points, 5 boards, and 4 assists.
He's playing so well on the offensive end, but you can't trade baskets when it's a 9 or 10-point game. Alabama has not been able to get it done on the defensive end. They have to the last 4 minutes of this game.
Martin giving it off. Clayton kicks it onto the wing. Houck, 3. Nails it. Nobody out there. Nobody went out there, and he knocked it home, and here comes the Tide the other way, down 12. Sears picks up the dribble, needs help, flips it over to Nelson. Grant still with the dribble alive, trying to back his way down against Condon, and that's a foul on Condon. He'll take that one with 3:42 to go. The hill to climb is a steep one. Bama trailing 5th-ranked Florida by a dozen with 3:42 to play. When we come back to Tuscaloosa on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Nobody beats me, Mark Sears, on the court, and nobody beats Cook's Pest Control when it comes to superior protection against unwanted pests and termites. Cook's knowledgeable and courteous technicians are expertly trained to get the job done right. Guaranteed. Call Cooks today for your free quote or to schedule a free on-site inspection. Roll Tide.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
At Red Diamond, we know that there's simply nothing better than the perfect sip of fresh brewed iced tea. And we've been working hard to make sure choosing Red Diamond is always easy, with only simple ingredients, water, tea leaves, and pure cane sugar, or no sugar. We make sure our tea tastes like, well, tea. Stop by your local cooler and pick up a gallon for a perfect sip today. Red Diamond. Perfect's not easy.
So far in Coleman, the news is not good. Florida's up on Alabama, 85-73, 3:42 to go in the ball game. Today's game is brought to you by Wenzel's, proud supporter of Alabama basketball. For over 86 years, Wenzel's Oyster House has been your go-to spot for the freshest seafood in town. Again, Bama's down 12. Be sure and stay tuned after the game for the Regions postgame show with Bama coach Nate Oates. Don't forget, you can get your University of Alabama Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card today. Roger Hoover, you got to get a stop, you got to get a rebound. Come on.
Yeah, stops especially being talked about in the Crimson Tide huddle right now. Just energy defensively, something the coaching staff wants to see. Coach Oates talked about as well. Just getting to every loose ball. It's going to take everything, all the little things you can think of right now for the Crimson Tide, trailing 85-73 with only 3:42 to go. But mostly energy on the defensive end, and again, just flying around all over the floor. What Alabama wants to see here, Bryan.
Yeah, listen, Alabama's done a pretty good job offensively the last several minutes of this game, but when you're down 9, 10, 11 points and you're trading baskets, you know, it doesn't matter. But Alabama has to put some stops together. We've been talking about it throughout this second half. Florida, one of the best offensive teams in college basketball, with Walter Clayton leading the way. And it's been the Gators guards getting in the lane. Alabama's having to help, and they're throwing lobs. They're kicking out the open shooters. Alabama has not had any answers on that end of the floor. And it's disappointing what Alabama's done so far on the defensive end, because coming into this game, they were playing their best basketball on that end of the floor in the last 3 games, even though the last one resulted in a loss. Alabama did a really nice job defensively against Tennessee. They did against Kentucky, Mississippi State. But it's been a different story here against the Gators. Alabama has struggled on that end of the floor.
Out of the timeout, Stevenson, Amori, Nelson, Sears, Philon. Coming out of the final media timeout, perhaps here in Coleman Coliseum this season.
And listen, there's still time.
Yes, indeed.
Because of the way Alabama plays, how many 10-0 runs in a minute and a half have we seen for this Alabama team? They can do it, but can't if they don't get stops.
Florida, as good as they are at handling the ball, not accustomed to playing a slower pace. So we'll see if they manage that or choose to even do that, as Nelson misses the free throw, but Amori claims it for Alabama. Throws it out to Sears from deep. Mark Christopher Sears trying to get it done as Bama is back to within 7 with 3:30 to go.
Huge offensive rebound. Alabama hasn't gotten many of them. Cliff Amori, one of the better offensive rebounders in the SEC.
My math stinks. It is now an 11-point game. It was at 9 after the 3, but now the backdoor look and the dunk, and the Gators lead it by 11, 87-76. Philon thought about a 3. Now he will launch it. Rattles out, no good. Boy, it was halfway down before it popped out. LeBaron gave it a great try, wouldn't go. And Bama down 11 as the Gators have it front court to our left with just under 3 minutes to go. Clayton on the drive, cut off by Amori, kicks it out for 3. That one is short. Rebound tipped out, and a foul's going to be called on Condon of Florida.
Alabama fortunate right there. Finally gets a stop. There have not been many to talk about here late in the second half. You had Cliff Amori, Jaron Stevenson blocking out a chance to cut into this lead with a clock stop. That'll be the 10th team foul on the Gators. Cliff Amori goes to the line for 2.
First one up. First one's good. Amori with 6 to go with his 7 rebounds in 23 minutes of work. Mo Diabate will check in. Jaren Stevenson will check out with 2:47 to go, and Bama down 10 at the moment. Trying to get it to a 9-point game if Amori can hit this one.
Put Mo Diabate in the game for defense.
Free throw up and good. Cliff makes another one. 9-point game. Don't give up on them, folks. 2:45 to go. The Gators will walk it ahead. They'll get it front court and give it off to Houck. Now back to Clayton. Clayton working against Nelson. Clayton calling for a screen, gets one, goes left, goes into the lane, stops, spins, throws it back out high to Richard. 7 to shoot. Richard at 6, at 5, gives it off to Houck at 3, back to Richard at 1. His 3 is short. Rebound claimed by Sears. Bama's got it down 9. Mark throws it inside. Cliff the catch, and he's fouled. And Amori will go back to the line to shoot 2 free throws. A chance to cut into the lead further with the clock stopped in 2:12 remaining.
Great effort on that defensive possession. Just takes a few of those, get a stop out in transition. Alabama hasn't been able to do that enough here in the second half. Great look ahead from Mark Sears, who knocked down the 3 a couple of possessions ago. Getting it to Cliff. He'll go to the line for 2.
And the first one's good. Boy, the big fella. Big as of late. Second free throw up. That one's perfect as well. Amori's got 9 points. And he's done a lot of his damage in the second half. Crowd on its feet here at Coleman with Bama down 7. And I got that number right this time. 87-80 with 2:03 to go. Gators go to Houck, top of the arc. Hands it off to Martin. Martin looking left. Can't get it anywhere. Takes the dribble to his right. Says he doesn't need a screen as he works against Sears. Martin on the dribble at 7, and they call a foul on Mark Sears. Way out beyond the arc, and no advantage gained.
The only good news is Florida's still not in the bonus, but it'll go from 8 on the clock to 20. That is a tough call, but Florida will not go to the line. Alabama needs a stop.
That is the 6th, though. Clayton working against Diabate. Clayton going to the left wing, hesitates, goes down the lane, bounce pass inside Condon, lays it up, missed it. Rebound, though, claimed by Gators initially, then they lose it. Houck had it, lost it. They're going to review it with 1:32 to go, and that will allow Nate Oates to get Chris Youngblood and Jaren Stevenson in the game for the Tide and get Diabate out. And I would imagine Amori as well, or let's see. Also going to get Aiden Holloway in the game for the Tide.
Yeah, Nate has been going defense and offensive substitutions here the last minute or so in this game. Put Mo Diabate in the game for defense. Last possession, he's got Chris Youngblood, Aiden Holloway, 2 of the best shooters in the SEC.
After review, the call of floor is confirmed. It'll be white ball.
So that official review, again, brought to you by Bromberg's, Alabama's oldest and most trusted jeweler, and it does indeed stay Bama basketball with 1:32 to go. See, when they break the huddle, it's going to be Phylon, Youngblood, Holloway, Sears, and Nelson as the 5 out there for the Crimson Tide.
Got 4 shooters, and then Grant Nelson, who can break his man down off the dribble. Alabama's got to go quick. Can't rush, though, and force anything.
Phylon with it. He'll bring it ahead. Clayton defending him. Phylon working against Martin. Gives it off to Sears. Lets fly from 3, but they called a foul before the shot attempt as we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Two big free throws here from Mark Sears. Hits the first, and it's a 6-point game with 1:25 remaining. Bama's 4 of its last 5 from the field. Holloway out. Defensive sub in with Diabate.
Alabama's been able to get to the free throw line, cut into this lead with a clock stop.
Sears hits them both. He's got 26. And Alabama has made it a 5-point game. Gators with the ball. They nearly lost it, but a foul's going to be called on LeBaron Philon, and that will be his third personal.
Yeah, almost a walk from Alex Condon. He was trying to dribble handoff with Walter Clayton. That'll send Condon to the line for a 1-and-1, just a 17th foul. Condon, as you mentioned, a 62% free throw shooter. He's been a lot better than that here in this one. He's got 25 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 for 7 from the free throw line. Huge 1-and-1 coming up for the sophomore.
Amori in, Diabate out for the Crimson Tide. Condon shooting the 1-and-1 as the crowd roars here inside Coleman. Free throw crawls over the front rim, and it's a 6-point Gator advantage. Condon's been great in this one. 26 points, 10 boards, 1 assist. He's got 4 fouls. Second try upcoming for the Australian for the Gators. Free throw good again. Hit rim, hit glass, and then settled through the net. Condon will come out with those 4 fouls, and in to replace him, the big man, Ruben Chinyelu. Bama ball down 7, 1:23 to go. Trying to claw back. They got to do it in a hurry. Philon with it. Philon to Sears. Top of the arc. Dead on. 3. In and out. No good. Rebound fought for. Hout claims it, and a foul's going to be called on LeBaron Philon. Boy, Mark had that one halfway down Bryan. It just wouldn't stay.
Boy, it looked good. LeBaron Philon had a decent look at it, but waiting for Mark Sears to come off a double screen. Bama got the shot they wanted. Goes in and out, and Florida chance at the line to extend this lead. They've been so good here in the second half. Alabama's made some plays late, gotten a few stops. No choice but to foul with time and score right now.
Out, a 1-and-1. Free throw is up and good. Houck with 8 points, 3 boards. Second is up, and that one hit the back of the iron, went straight up and fell straight through. He's an 80% shooter on the year, and he's 4 for 4 in this ball game, and there's a timeout called by the Gators and their head coach, Todd Golden. Bryan, a tough task to try to come back from 9 down to this team, but especially with 1:14 to go. Obviously cannot have any more empty possessions, and at the same time, you got to catch some breaks.
Yeah, this is a huge mountain to climb, time and score against a great team like Florida. And the Gators have played like they have at times this year when they've beaten 2 number 1s. They beat Tennessee by 25 when they were the number 1 team in the country. Went on the road and beat Auburn, who was number 1 a few weeks ago, and looks like another top 10 win for the Gators if they can hang on. Alabama has been so much better last 3 games of the year, especially on the defensive end, just not able to rebound the ball, something that we haven't said many times this year. The Gators have been great on the glass.
Here comes Philon with the basketball for Bama. Looking, calling for a screen, driving to the right wing, gives it off to Sears. Mark getting into the paint, throws a lob to Cliff, and he just kind of threw it down with his elbow. The lob and the assist from Mark, the dunk from Amori, who's in double-figure scoring, and now Sears is called for a foul on Clayton, and that'll send one of the top shooters around to the free throw line with 54 seconds to go, and Bama down 91-84.
Yeah, Mark really didn't have a choice, and a smart play by Walter Clayton. Didn't get rid of the ball, hung on to it. Knew that Alabama's in a position where they had to foul. Walter Clayton in a matchup of 2 of the best point guards in the country. He's been really good, 21 points. 8 for 20 from the field.
Missed the front end of a 1-and-1, and Youngblood couldn't get to the loose ball as Martin picked it up, and then he got fouled by Chris.
Well, it's been the story of the game. Alabama getting dominated on the glass, and offensive rebounds off of missed free throws is frustrating. And that has happened several times over the last couple of games. It's cost Alabama in a big way.
Martin missed the first of two. 53 seconds to go. Youngblood out. Stevenson in to replace him.
I mean, you get an 86% free throw shooter to miss a front end and can't get the rebound.
Second free throw's good by Martin, and the lead goes up to 8 points. 92-84 with 50 seconds to go. Sears with it. Has it. Gives it off Stevenson. Gives it off Phylon. LeBaron lets a defender fly by. Shoots a three and hits it with 40 seconds to go. Timeout, Nate Oates. He's got 2 left. And he uses that one there as Bama's cut it to 5. 92-87. 40 seconds to go, man. Yet if we'd gotten that other rebound, it's a 4-point game right now.
Well, rebounds have been the difference in this game. Alabama has gotten out-rebounded by the Gators 50-34 in this game. This is an Alabama team that's one of the best rebounding teams in the SEC in the country, and 16 offensive rebounds for the Gators to just 9 for Alabama. Alabama's down 5 and giving up 19 second chance points to the Gators.
Outscored in that column 19-10. That's your difference right there. There's several things you could point to, but that is the most glaring in this ball game.
And there's not been many times this year that the opponent has scored more second chance points on Alabama. That has been a strength of this team all year long, but it hasn't been tonight.
Again, we play on Saturday down on the Plains. Tip-off between Alabama and Auburn will be now at 1:30. They've moved that tip time again to 1:30. And so we will be on the air starting at 12:30 from Auburn. Final game of the regular season, and then what we hope will be a deep run in the postseason for the Crimson Tide in the SEC tourney, and then in the NCAAs, where Bama will likely be a 1 or a 2 seed, depending on what happens here down the stretch. Inbounds pass goes to Houck, gives it back. They'll throw it into the front court. Dribbling away from trouble initially was Richard. Now a game of keep away as Martin has it. Bama has to foul. That'll be Phylon, and that'll be personal number 4 on LeBaron.
That'll be 2 shots now in the double bonus for Florida. Elijah Martin, one of the top transfers in the SEC. Went to a Final Four with Florida Atlantic. He's been so good for the Gators on both ends of the floor.
Hits the first and makes it a 6-point game. That one was big, but with 31 seconds to go, this one's bigger. It would make it a 3-possession contest. Second attempt upcoming for Martin. Free throw up, free throw good. And that will allow Nate Oates to get Youngblood in to replace Amori. 94-87. Miracles can happen in this amount of time. Here's Phylon running at front court. Phylon looking to mark. Sears will get into the lane, kicks it out to Stevenson for 3. Bottom. Jarian Stevenson makes it again. A 4-point game with 20.5 seconds remaining in the Tide. Not surprisingly, Bryan Passink refuses to go away.
Well, Alabama's made 7 out of their last 9, 3 out of their last 3, but Florida able to go to the line and convert, get some key offensive rebounds, but want to put some pressure on the Gators. Alabama's been able to, because of their offense, knocking down some big threes. Nate Oates gets the timeout. Alabama able to set up their full court pressure, try to get a steal. If not, got to foul immediately. Can't be too choosy on who you foul. This is a good free throw shooting team in the Gators. But Alabama hopefully can get a stop, a steal. But the Gators going to try to get it in the hands of their top ball handlers and free throw shooters. I expect Todd Golden after the timeout to try to get the ball in the hands of Walter Clayton Jr., their best ball handler, one of the best free throw shooters in the SEC. Alabama's going to try to deny him the ball. He's bringing the ball in.
Gators inbounding it for the baseline. It will be indeed Clayton to trigger it, as Bryan told you. Looking, throws the home run ball to Houck. He'll play keep away from Stevenson, but gets fouled. And Houck, who is a very good shooter at the line, will go back there trying to add to this 4-point advantage.
Todd Golden decides to put his best decision maker as the inbounder. Gets it to Hawk. He'll go to the line for two. Chance to possibly put this game away. Either way, a two-possession game.
Free throw is up and good, and it is indeed a 5-point advantage. Second attempt upcoming with 19.2 seconds on the clock. That one is good as well. And timeout. No, excuse me, just a substitution. Diabate out, and Holloway comes in to replace him. Florida's going to try to put pressure on the Tide of the backcourt, make them use some time off the clock. Inbounds will go to Sears. Mark will bring it ahead in a hurry. Mark working, goes down the lane, goes all the way to the rim, lays it up for two to make it a 4-point game with 13 seconds to go. Florida basically gave up a 2 so they wouldn't have to allow a 3, and now it'll send Aberdeen. A foul called on Mark Sears. That's his third personal, and Aberdeen will go to the stripe with 12.4 to go. Aberdeen trying to add to the 4-point advantage.
Alabama in a spot where you just have to hope guys miss free throws.
They hadn't had a field goal in the last 3 minutes and 8 seconds, but they've done the job at the line and continue to do so as Aberdeen hits another one. All of their points in the last 3+ minutes have come from the charity stripe. I'm not sure they've missed more than one. 5-point lead, and it's at 6 now with 12 seconds to go. Mark Sears bringing it ahead, perhaps for the last time in Tuscaloosa. Spins away from trouble, goes down the lane. He'll lay it in for his final 2 in this building in all likelihood, as Stevenson fouls Clayton and sends him to the line with 3.4 to go. The Gators willingly giving up a layup, and Florida will likely be the 2 seed. In fact, I think they do secure the 2 seed in the SEC tournament, as Stevenson just fouled out for Alabama. Bama may benefit from a double bye if Missouri does lose, as Clayton finally misses a free throw with 3.4 to go.
At last check, it was Oklahoma up 13 at halftime over Missouri, so we'll be pulling for the Sooners in that one.
No problem doing that, as Bama will bring it front court, and a whistle and a timeout called by Nate Oates with 1.7 seconds left. This is not Nate Oates working on a way to draw up a 5-point play. This is Nate Oates working on a late game situation for the next time we need it. We didn't handle late game well in the matchup against Tennessee. Trying to draw up one last look right here, and Bryan, he may be drawing up a final shot for a senior right here. Knowing him, it's not lost on him what this final 1.7 is for both, or for Mark Sears, Chris Youngblood, Grant Nelson. Clifford Amore, he's not on the floor, but a senior as well.
Well, not the way these guys want to go out on senior night. Still a ton of basketball left for these seniors, and hoping a lot of fans will stick around.
Sears in the corner. His last shot in the Bama uniform, unfortunately, will not go.
At home, by the way.
At home. Thank you. Thank you. Hallelujah. Because if he's not shooting anymore, you can call it the rest of the way yourself. Bama falls 99-94 in the regular season home finale. We're at Auburn to wrap up the regular season on Saturday. 99-94, your final as Florida improves their season record to now 26-4. Bama falls to 23-7. The Tide's 12-5 in the league. The Gators improve to 13-4. Post game coming your way in a moment on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.